pharmacist.
Huh, you don't say.
Oh, I can't remember.
But she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast, too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. N61, visit staples.com/print for details.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
It doesn't get much better than having a job you love, working with people you love, children. And when you become a certified childcare provider, you can spend your days surrounded by your favorite people. Enjoy a fulfilling career caring for up to 4 children in your home. You'll get to run your own business, support children's development, provide parents with peace of mind, and make a difference in your community. Get certified to become a childcare provider at childcare.azccrr.com. Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Economic Security.
KQSN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CDV at 99.3 FM, K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. You got Keon Rose in the control room. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And Randy, do you mulch? Do you have a mulch? Did you do a compost?
A
Are you composting? Are you composting mulch? I don't even know if I'm saying it right because I've never done this. My wife was like, maybe we should start composting. And then because we got a couple of we got some bushes in the backyard there that aren't growing as well. And she's like, I think the sons of bitches that own the house before us put some toxic waste over there, or the soil is not nutrient rich enough. And I said, or the neighbors poison him. She's like, you always think the neighbor is poisoning something.
Yeah.
Because when I grew up, that's what the neighbors did. They poisoned stuff.
Now I'm not the gardener in the family.
Oh, so you don't even know if you compost?
Miss Kim, I believe, has some compost in her mixture that she uses for her garden. Yes.
Okay, but I mean, does she have a specific place where you dump stuff in? And I'm not even sure what goes in it. But is there a specific box or area?
Yeah, well, she gets a bag from the Home Depot or
that's
the Lowe's.
cheating. That's not you're not composting. You're just grabbing mulch.
However, you can get like a rubber trash can or one of those Rubbermaid trash cans, those plastic ones.
Yeah.
And you can throw your food waste in there, like your,
food waste,
all your food waste.
But did you got to mix it with something else? Don't have to be a certain amount of dirt or something in there?
Well, I'd have to ask Miss Kim. I think there is, but what happens?
Can it catch fire?
Food waste probably could burn. Yeah, but
I mean, spontaneously combust.
I don't know about
like
that.
A smoldering mulch or compost fire.
I don't think so. But you want to throw you want to throw your trash in there. Basically,
it smell? Doesn't it smell bad?
Oh well, it does for a while. You put
the lid on it or no?
Yeah, you get the lid, and what you want to do is you want to drill holes in it so that there's plenty of a chance for air to get in there. And,
okay.
And then you at some point you want to throw. Miss Kim is probably in her car right now, and she's probably saying all the stuff that you need to do to compost. And
you've set me on the right direction. I have a big Rubbermaid trash can that's not being used. And I'll drill holes in the top of it, and I know exactly where I'm going to place it. If it's going to stink, it's going right by the corner where the neighbor I don't like.
Well, there you go.
And that's where I'm going to put that thing.
Yeah. Those cigarette smoking SOBs over there.
No.
Is that the one?
I think they stopped smoking. I haven't smelled their smoke in a while, but this jackhole that lives across the other way there, who yelled at my daughter over the fence because her puppy was barking, and then my young Marine son, who's remember got the beard. Next time he came over, I told him about it, and he just walked over the fence and looked over it and stared at him for a good 7.5 minutes. The guy was on the phone. He's like, "What? Honey, let's go inside." So that took care of that. But that's where I'm going to put it.
Well, you can also look on YouTube how to compost on YouTube. There's I can tell you from experience,
everything's on YouTube.
There are tons of videos and information on how to compost on the YouTube.
So when do I know it's ready to be put on stuff?
You mix it with dirt. It's not that it gets into a ready state. It just
starts a constant state of mixing this with dirt.
Yeah, you're constantly mixing it with not just any kind of dirt. You got to get some good dirt.
How many kinds of dirt are there?
Oh, there. If you go down the garden aisle or the
we've lost Keon, by the way.
Well,
we've completely lost Keon.
Oh yeah. Well, he's over there.
He has just sort of glazed over, and he's like, I don't care.
I think he's over there looking up YouTube right now on composting. I'm pretty damn sure that's what he's
0% chance that's on his screen.
100% sure that's what he has on his screen. How to compost, because at his apartment he's going to start composting. He's like, this is a great idea. Growing my own food, heck yeah, So there you go. I would send you to the YouTube and or have Alex call my bride and they can discuss composting.
Well, see, here's the thing. It'll be on me. You know what I mean? She's like, "Hey, we should compost." Okay, then get on that. I'm like, okay. So I'm gonna have to figure it out.
I don't know why you would say that. I mean, you
it's true.
Well, you're the brawn. She's the brains here. That's what I always say.
Didn't have to be brawn. I got plenty of brains. Can I be the brains for once?
You do have plenty of brains. Sometimes they flow out all over the place. You're so smart. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes people put the compost pit in the ground, don't they?
I haven't heard of that, but I suppose you could. Sure. Yeah.
Lost Toby says we can throw the Lakers in the compost.
Oh, there it is.
Absolutely.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
But then all my plants would be losers.
I can see why you would say that. Yeah.
Moist One says lots of composting on my OnlyFans. No, we're not buying it. Two things aren't going to happen, Moist One. One, we're not going to visit your OnlyFans. Two, we're never coming to your housewarming party.
What is a OnlyFans? What is that?
I don't know. just
social media site.
Yeah, some site where everybody gets naked. Used to be Snapchat. You go get naked, and then it would just it would delete itself. Now that's become something else. And now OnlyFans is where you go, but you get naked, but it stays there.
People use the Snapchat like that, but with OnlyFans, you charge people for seeing you naked.
We're not going to pay Moist One. I'll pay him to not see him naked.
Oh,
I have met Moist One.
Yeah,
it is worth the money.
It'd be worth a fin. Easy.
So what we need is, I guess I'm looking for things to occupy my mind since we are not in the playoffs. The Suns not in the playoffs, and now everybody's like, well, what's going to happen? There's so many rumors, so many thought processes flowing around. Hey, there's, they're going to fire the coach. Oh, no. Well, then Beal's a goner. Oh, hey, no, Kevin Durant is ready to go back to the Warriors. Oh, Devin Booker wants to go to New York. These are all real rumors I've heard from real talking heads, and I don't know what the hell the truth is. I don't know what Ishbia is thinking, and it is going to come down to Ishbia. And I don't know if he's ready to listen, or maybe he's ready to listen now because he spent an awful lot of money to be wrong. This doesn't seem like a guy who's going to continually spend money like Jerry Jones, continually spending money to be wrong doesn't seem like Ishbia's deal. So hopefully we'll see something. I just don't know what the hell they can possibly do. They have painted themselves into a very expensive corner. How many years is it going to take to get out of this, Keon? Are we talking 3-5 years to get out of this mess?
Basically, it's a lot because of the draft picks. I keep seeing people say that the Suns don't have any draft picks for a bunch of years. That's not true.
They don't have any first round draft picks for a bunch of years, right?
Well, they do.
Oh, do they?
Because the NBA doesn't let you trade away. If you've traded away your 2025, they don't let you trade your 2026 as well. But you can give up control of that pick. So what ends up happening is
the same thing, isn't it?
Not really, because you're swapping picks with whoever it is that has
if they
control
like
of your
it,
pick.
they're taking it.
Yeah. And they'll give you
whichever one is better, but then you still get one.
Yeah. So it's not like you don't have picks. You've got picks. It's just, do you have control of those picks? You do not. And anytime there might be a player coming down the pike that you might like, understand that whoever has the rights to that is.
It's like being married. Am I having sex? Am I in control of the sex? No, I'm not. I'm not.
No. I could stop at any time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm at somebody else's whim right now. Which game? Which pick? Okay, we're gonna do
mid stroke. It can just end. I've never had that happen before.
Always a low draft pick, I guess. So, all right. Well, that makes more sense.
So you have to be very sharp about it. And then of course in free agency, they're going to test James Jones in a way that he's never been tested. In that financially, he's going to have to find a way. And get with their financial guys, like make sure that these numbers make sense because they're going to have to swing at somebody.
If I'm James Jones, I'm looking for a new job, not because I'm going to get fired, because I don't want to work here anymore. Why? I had an oppressive, meddling owner before who also was, fun fact, racist as hell. Now I got a meddling, oppressive owner who's willing to spend money, but not listen. Okay, had enough. I'll be seeing you. That's if I'm James Jones, I'm like on LinkedIn, I'm on Indeed, I'm like, I'm just getting the hell out of here.
Is that when you get on the MySpace?
You get on MySpace, LinkedIn, any site you can think of. Please get me the hell out of Phoenix.
He'll go to the naked fans and make money that way.
Yes, he'll be on. James Jones will be on only coach, only GMs, and doing his thing there. Yeah. Fish Tank says, I never understood that controlled pick thing, control of picks, until that beautiful sex analogy, Jeffrey. It all makes sense now. Glad I could help, Fish Tank. That's what we're here for.
Yep. It's why we show up every day.
Let's see. Donnie started with something in a text, and then I decided I'm not reading them. So once again, Donnie, not reading your text. So suck it. Pinocchio says, do you grow them big old night crawlers for bass fishing in your compost, Randy?
No. Now
worms.
I don't.
Do you have worms?
I don't see. I don't have. I'm not a gardener. That's Miss Kim's purview. But I do understand you can at some place you can get worm castings which is like basically,
Castings?
the worm dirt. It's got all their ooey gooey goodness in there,
Worm
and
poo.
you can mix that in with your soil. That's supposed to be good.
Worm goo and poo is what you're looking for.
The worm casting. It's that.
How
That
are the
dirt,
worms going to get in the compost if it's in the trash can?
I'm not sure. You can also throw some worms, I guess,
you go
in your
buy
garden.
some night crawlers. Yeah.
Guess you could do that, and then it slowly over time will, get all their wormy goodness in there. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, back to happy things. There's good news and there's bad news. I'll start with the best news I could find. The best news that I could find.
Okay.
And Keon, you're going to have to speak to this, but Arizona State University basketball, as they went ahead and got themselves number 16 recruit Jaden Quaintance.
Nice to meet
your
acquaintance, Jaden Quaintance.
This is the highest ranked commitment, they say, since Josh Christopher back in 2020. Tell us about Jaden Quaintance. How is he going to help bring ASU basketball to a higher level?
Well, he's considered to be a future lottery pick. So, you've got that. And those are the guys that honestly tip the scales in college hoops. In men's basketball, because the men only stay 1 year, he's probably going to be a one and done guy. But if you can build around him, and this is a fantastic start, the team around him may not have to be perfect. And I do think that this is, like potentially the result of moving to the Big 12 a little bit. You're getting a chance to be in front of more eyeballs. You can pitch that a whole lot better than whatever the Pac-12 was attempting to do with TV. I think that he can help them just on terms of being an explosive athlete. Like a lot of these guys that you're seeing, they're projected to be a 2026 lottery pick. Like the reason why is just the athleticism immediately jumps off the screen. Like you just can tell that this guy can get up, I mean, he can jump. So the other questions about how well does he fit into the culture, I don't know. But like, I do think one of the problems that Bobby Hurley had was that he was coaching teams that apart from the fact that I don't think he could get the buy-in, there wasn't enough talent. There were good players, but he can be a great one.
What's his position in there? What is he?
He's a center.
Big fella.
There you go.
He's a big dude. He's 6'9", and
hey, Jane, if you want to hang around in Phoenix, even after that, well, there's a team you could probably just, Suns maybe.
He is he's 6'9", and he's a big cat.
Well, he'll be available until
weight
2026 for ASU because he won't turn 19 until then. Oh, wait, he can play for ASU at 17.
Yeah. You have to do is be out of high school. If you finish high school, then as long as you're a year removed from high school, you can go to the NBA draft after you play your year in college or do whatever it is you think you need to do. But yeah,
well, I think because of where his birthday lays, he'll probably have to have 2 years in college before he goes to the draft. Because he'll be 19 in 2026. I think you have to be at least 18 to, or there's something about
I
how
think,
old you are for the NBA too, isn't there?
Yeah, it's 18. So as long as you're 18 by the time the draft rolls around, you're good.
Well, you don't tell him that.
And
see if we can get him to stay around longer at ASU.
And teams like guys like him that you're starting at that 17 age, because there's just so much more room for you to just to grow. The older you get, the harder it is for you to just learn new stuff. And there is a cutoff for that. For whatever reason, it's just harder to get guys to make those jumps statistically. So he's in a good spot. He's in a really good spot. And I think that ASU is very much helped by this. I just think the college game, I think we saw in the national title how much having a big guy means in college basketball these days. Having a Zach Edey or a Donovan Clingan who is on UConn, like those guys are important in this level of the sport. And honestly, at the higher level too, if they're going to start calling a lot more or letting a lot more of these fouls go, then your playing physical inside starts to matter a whole lot more.
Well, it looks like we're about to have an improved ASU squad this coming season. let me give you some of the information that we've seen that Hurley's been able to take care of. They picked up a commitment from Milwaukee, transfer BJ Freeman. That happened over the weekend. And then they're bringing in some transfers. Alston Mason from Missouri State, Bashir Jihad from Ball State, and a couple of other prospects, Amir Ali and Sammy Yene. That's an interesting name. Yene. Anyway, so I don't know. I don't know if this really means that ASU is going to be better this season or not, but it'll be interesting to see how they all fit together.
Yeah, it should help. We'll see, right? Because you just, when it comes to high school kids, you go into this level, like you're not guaranteed, oh, he's a number 6 prospect, so he's going to actually play like that. Sometimes, guys are not as advertised. So you hope that it works. But, a lot of people are wondering if this isn't a breakthrough for Bobby Hurley, at least on the recruiting side of things. Because if you can get one guy to show up, help you look good, then you make a tournament run. And it doesn't have to be a deep one. It just has to be, hey, we got out of the first round. Then you have something to build on.
888-368-1580. So there's that was good news that Jaden Quaintains is showing up for ASU this coming season. Bad news is the Dodgers beat the Diamondbacks last night 8-4. But I think the good news is tonight you got a better pitcher taking the mound. Jordan Montgomery with a better ERA. He's a left-handed pitcher. Hopefully that makes some sort of a difference. I'll leave that to you, Randy. But at least people in Phoenix got to see Shohei Ohtani show up and kind of do his thing right there. It was fun for the crowd, but sucks to lose the Dodgers even once.
Yeah, it does. Look, they got themselves in a hole because they had some strong outing from Brandon Pfaadt again, and then the bullpen came in. And as I told you yesterday on this program, that they're deep with injuries right now. They've got a lot of guys that are hurting, so they're having to bring up guys. They're having to use and be very creative in the bullpen. And 8-4 final. It was for a while. It was ugly. They had 2 guys on and just kept getting the guys to score. They just they were doing the rumba around the bases there. But here's some interesting stats from last night. Boy, Mookie Betts is in a bit of a slump. He was 0 for 3 last night. Shohei Ohtani had a couple of hits and a walk. I don't know why. I don't know why they don't walk this guy, but they keep pitching to him. Freddie Freeman, he had his usual 1 for 4, 2 for 4. Yeah, he was 1 for 4 again last night. They're not hitting the cover off the ball like they did. Will Smith, the catcher, he had a home run, which was pretty good. But and they also had to use a bunch of guys. James Paxton started the game. They brought in Daniel Hudson. Joe Kelly pitched for a while. Alex Vesia came in, and then Evan Phillips locked it down. But James Paxton had a pretty good game. He went 5 innings and kept the Diamondbacks sort of at bay. He gave up 6 hits. He had 4 earned runs, and he had 4 strikeouts. But ultimately, the Dodgers just picked up on the fact that the Diamondbacks right now are injured, and they got up there and got some hits and ruled this game. So it was good to see the Diamondbacks at least keep fighting. So,
well, looking forward to the Diamondbacks not being so damn hobbled, hopefully soon, because we've lost 4 out of the last 5. And here we are dealing with the Dodgers who've won 7 of their last 8. So, we're at home. So come on, guys, put a W together, would you? 888-368-1580. We got to take a break. We come back. We gave you good news. We gave you bad news. I'll bring it back to some good news. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The Diamondbacks home in Phoenix tonight as they take on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Diamondbacks starting Jordan Montgomery, while Landon Knack, the rookie, will get the start for Los Angeles. The Dodgers minus a run and a half plus 136 on the run line. Arizona getting a run and a half minus 164. On the money line, Los Angeles minus 112. Diamondbacks minus 104. The over-under is at 9.5. NBA playoffs, the Milwaukee Bucks facing elimination. They're home to take on the Indiana Pacers. Pacers a 4-point road favorite, minus 184. Milwaukee plus 154. Over under is at 216. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. N61, visit staples.com/print for details.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open air zoo when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful DC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get the 2023 Nissan Rogue with best-in-class fuel economy among gas engines. Availability is limited. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. Auto Pacific segmentation, excluding hybrids and electric vehicles. 2023 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city 34 highway to 30 city 37 highway for 2023 Nissan Rogue. As shown, Nissan Rogue Platinum all-wheel drive, 28 city 34 highway. Actual mileage may vary.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a walk-off grand slam or a base hit to center field. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
Hi, I'm Ralph Romano.
And I'm Neil Lynch.
And we're the Weekend Warriors.
So, Ralph, what are the Weekend Warriors all about?
Well, we talk about sports.
National sports?
Of course.
Regional sports?
Sure.
Arizona sports?
Yeah. And we also interview local athletes, coaches, and sports-related business owners to share their amazing stories.
But what if they don't have an amazing story?
Then we talk about something else. You know what, Neil? You're fired.
Again, well, listen in for great sports talk, amazing interviews, and to see if I have a job next week.
You won't. It's the Weekend Warriors every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatics. We had the good news, the bad news, and now we're back to the good news. The Lakers lost last night. Okay. Okay. Yeah, listen, it was a gentleman's sweep for the Denver Nuggets over the Lakers. But yeah, the Suns got swept. So, the record for the Suns and the record for the Lakers, you could say it's about even, but I guess it really matters what happens in the playoffs. So I guess the Lakers did have a better season than the Suns. Would you base on that? Or do you just say it was about the same? Or do you say the Suns is still better than the Lakers?
It's about the same. I mean, it's the same result. You're in the first round, you're out. The number of games kind of matters. Like if you played 7 games, you had a chance to get out of that first round. You lose in 4 like the Suns did, or you lose in 5 like the Lakers did. You didn't have a chance.
Yeah,
that's the same result to me.
But they at least didn't get swept completely.
Yeah, which you prefer, obviously, just out of the pride of the whole thing. But it's the same result.
The Suns were 49 and 33.
Mm-hmm.
And
so they had
Lakers,
2 games to give,
and the Lakers were 47 and 35.
We still had a better season, more wins than the Lakers.
I suppose that's one way.
There you go.
It's a bad way of looking at it. But I'm gonna take it.
I personally would not.
Taking
but,
it.
you know.
Fifth letter says, you guys got a spot for me on the loser's couch? There ain't no damn loser's couch. He says, damn Lakers, fire Ham. Got out coached all series. I saw this thing, Sports Illustrated, which I'm pretty convinced is run entirely by AI now, because they did the same thing for the Lakers they did for Suns. So 3 coaching candidates. First coaching candidate in their list, Frank Vogel.
You just
That's
can't.
how you know it's AI.
It has to be because he was already there and they hate him.
Nobody's going to suggest Vogel for that again.
And
So
especially if I'm sorry, we fired you and then you turned around and in 1 year, if Vogel does in fact get fired, you're fired again. We're going to bring you back. No, they brought back Phil Jackson because he's Phil Jackson. Frank Vogel ain't that.
Sports Illustrated is 2 things: AI and AI that's on drugs. It's that's what you know.
That's why you double check your AI. It's not perfect.
So Lakers are out of it. So now we got to figure out who we're rooting for here. And I just don't know. I just don't know who I want to root for. I don't know if there's just nobody. I mean, the Nuggets, I don't know. Can I root for the Nuggets, I guess?
Yeah, there's not a rivalry there. They just don't meet enough.
Yeah. And then the Nuggets are going to be playing against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So just to see Donnie hurt, I guess I'll root for the Nuggets. That's
just to troll Donnie.
It's really not a great reason. It's not a great reason. So I don't know. Who do you like? Who do you like that's still in the NBA playoffs?
I like the Thunder. I like we're getting to kind of a new generation of players. We're handing the baton off to some of these guys that have been developing for 3 or 4 years, and now it's their time. And like the Thunder, I don't know how their lack of experience is going to hurt them at some point in the playoffs, but they want it.
Keon, they played the Pelicans. So
they did. I said at some point. No.
Yeah, the next series, who were they supposed to play? Now they swept the Pelicans, so they should already have it figured out.
It should be winner of Clippers Mavs,
which means who's it going to be there? Mavericks?
They're tied at 2.
Huh?
I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know.
If they play the Mavericks, I think they have a better shot, because if they play the Clippers, they're running into a bunch of guys with a lot of experience. And a lot of experienced players who've been on various teams that have been in various playoff situations. So I feel like that would be a young team's probably it'd be harder for them against, because
Well, if the Clippers can stay healthy, we already know that Kawhi Leonard's got an issue going on, and I think in last night's game, I think old John Paul Jones there, I think he hurt his leg. So what's his name? Paul George. There you go. See, I had it right. Paul George kind of tweaked his leg a bit. So and then James Harden had to take over the game, which he did. But James Harden, he's not a spring chicken either. Is he gonna stay healthy? For me, that's my question about the Clippers. I think Oklahoma City is a good team to be watching.
Yeah, no.
I think the youth of the Thunder is also going to play a factor in that. Like Randy said, they've got a bunch of guys who are dinged up, but these guys have miles on them. Like there's a point, there's like a trade-off. There's youth and actual being physically young and experience. And at some point, your experience can't overcome father time. Like you're going to start breaking down, and the Clippers are.
Randy and I are so experienced. Fifth letter says anybody but the Celtics and Clippers. F both those teams. Keep your eyes on your own paper, Laker fan. Nobody cares what you think. Chief Skull says, Jeffrey, I'm hurt that you're not rooting for the Timberwolves. Well, I get used to disappointment. I mean, I have nothing against the Timberwolves. Like I said yesterday, I like some of the players on the team. I have no reason to dislike them, really, except for Donnie. Donnie is the reason I'm actually wanting bad things for the Timberwolves. So I'm sorry, Chief Skull, if you have to catch some of that karmic, stray fire, but that's just the way it's going to have to be. Bruno Baller says, if the Clippers were totally healthy, throughout the rest of the playoffs actually like their chances. You're asking a lot, Bruno.
You are. It's just look. It's not like the Thunder are a walk in the park. This team has a couple of guys who are averaging over 20 points a game, and then whatever the hell you're supposed to do with Chet, because he's got a wingspan that just takes up all the space around the basket. I genuinely don't know when he's got his eye on an offensive player driving to the hoop. That's about over. You're not scoring.
Oh my God, Lost Toby, you're right. This is the best tweet. Is this real? Please tell me this is real. From the mayor of LA, Mayor Karen Bass, she says, tough season, but at least we won the in-season tournament. Proud of our team. Lakers.
Wow.
Somebody in her office should have told her that was not smart.
Wow.
God, I hope that's real.
Because
they should be forced by law to hang that banner.
They did hang it. It's in the arena.
Okay. Next law. You don't touch it. That doesn't come down, you sons of bitches.
In 2,000 years, that building could be gone, and that banner better still be there.
You're damn right.
Just better still be hanging there as a testament to a useless season and a useless thing that they won.
Oh, that feels good. That feels good. So this headline came out. Lakers reportedly very open to drafting Bronny James to play alongside LeBron. Let me tell you what that is. That's the Lakers saying, please stay. Please stay, LeBron. We'll give you anything you want. So, here's the thing. So now if I'm another team that maybe has a better pick, I'd start saying, well, actually, we're thinking about picking up old Bronny James, unless you want to trade something for that pick. Oh, my God. You could have so much fun with the Lakers this offseason. You just pretend. Like have Bronny. Hey, we want Bronny to come for a visit. You shut up. It'd be hard not to giggle a lot. But, you could play the Lakers for some serious stuff.
Why wouldn't you?
If
you're going to be, and I hope that this is not like a real thing and that somebody's just talking. Because why would you allow that to leave your building now? The draft is in a couple months. You can't afford for teams to know what you might do or might not do this far out from the draft. That they're absolutely going to screw with you, and they'd be wrong not to.
So you mean the Lakers are willing to bring in Bronny James, who's averaging 4.8 points per game.
They are very open to 4.8 points per game. Of course, that's college. Who knows how it'll go in the NBA round?
And only hits 36.6% of his shots. That guy. That's
why?
who we're talking about.
Yes, they'll do that to keep LeBron. Now they got a deep bench player who occasionally they'll throw out there so we can get some photos.
Which, okay, but then the thing with the Lakers is that they do want to win, though.
One guy at the end of the bench is not going to stop you from winning.
Yeah, but
I will bring your attention to all the players who didn't even play in the playoffs.
Hold on. You're not supposed to draft the guy for the end of the bench. That's the problem.
If you want to keep LeBron.
Is it worth it at that point?
No, but they'll do it because of the Lakers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not worth it to me. Like, that's a waste of a draft pick by LeBron. Hey, we have a future to worry about here.
Listen, you're expecting too much from the Lakers. Why? Jeannie Buss married Jay Moore.
That's a strong argument. That's a very strong argument.
Fifth letter says, oh, yeah, one more thing. F. Murray and F. the mayor of L.A. That's pathetic. We want real banners. Well, not this year. Not this year, fifth letter.
But I understand. I know that Laker fans absolutely have to be pulling their hair out to hear the mayor say that. Like, that's embarrassing. That's almost as bad as the time that the mayor of Cincinnati said that Kansas City was actually Cincinnati's house, and then they got knocked out of the playoffs and then never went back.
Yeah, that was really dumb. Or like the time that old Nurkic said some stuff and then got completely owned by Draymond Green after the Suns got swept. Oh, here's what happened. Draymond Green, he waited and he waited because Jusuf Nurkic, back when Draymond was strangling people and kicking them in the nuts, he's like, oh, I hope that brother gets some help. I hope he gets the help he needs. And so Draymond waited and waited. Suns got swept, and then Draymond posts up worst all-time worst playoff win percentage, 15%. Who's he talking about? Nurkic. And through his first 20 playoff games, the teams he's been on, they've only won 3 games, giving him the all-time worst playoff winning percentage in league history. And he says at the bottom of his tweet, all-time worst playoff win percentage. Oh, I hope that brother gets the help he needs.
Draymond is still acting like a child.
No, that's good.
No.
I'm sorry.
This is good.
That's funny.
This is good. But he came back from a suspension where he was all humble and, I thought about retiring, and choked like 3 people before the season was over. Nobody wants to hear this from you. It's funny.
Jack the Ripper would be like, you got some issues.
Yeah, man, chill.
What's going on?
Hannibal Lecter's going, you going to be good or what?
You got to work some of that out, man.
Just what is your deal, man?
So
wrong messenger is my point.
Yeah. Lost Toby says it is definitely a real tweet from the mayor of Los Angeles.
Oh, that's funny.
Boy. I love that so much.
That is funny.
I love that so much. Rough Rob says 4.8. Sheesh. G League at best. No, what he is, and this is a great opportunity for him. If the Lakers do bring him in just to keep LeBron, he'll get a little playing time here and there, and he'll get some experience. Maybe it'll help his game. I don't know. I mean, you're a Laker fan. You can't get too mad about it if that's what it takes. Little Nepo baby coming in, that's what it takes.
You can, though, because at some point, keeping LeBron James, let me put it this way. Championship window is closed. It's slammed shut. It's sealed shut. Someone put a lock on it, closed the lock, and
the box office is still open, though, Keon.
It's still open, but the key's at the bottom of Tempe Town Lake to the window to win a championship.
Okay.
So like,
and you're the Lakers, you don't know any better. Genie Bus does not get it.
The human beings who root for that team expect rings. If you don't have a team
be a
that
while.
Okay, but then having LeBron doesn't fix it. Start rebuilding then.
Yeah.
If your best option is we have to take a draft pick, take that card and just light it on fire to keep LeBron James, who's going to be gone in maybe a year or 2.
Yeah. Hey, LeBron, Keon. Shut up. Don't help.
They're not listening to me.
Don't give anybody. Don't put that out there. Just let it be. I'm enjoying this.
Absolutely not listening to me.
It's all I have. It's all I have to hold on to at this very moment. Is the fact that the Lakers are that dumb?
It's just. It would be an insane thing to do, and I'm the reason why I'm not saying it's impossible.
That's all I want.
Is I'm not putting it past them.
Yes, they will do it.
I am just shocked that it's even on the table.
All I want for Christmas is the Lakers lose.
Was dumb enough to say that out loud in that building, and then it leaked outside of that building. So it's either they didn't want that out there, in which case, why are you even having this conversation? Or they did, and it's a little test balloon to see how people would react to them thinking about doing the dumbest possible thing.
Well, here's the fifth letter. He says, okay, I lied. Bye, LeBron. You had 7 years in the purple and gold, and you got us 1 COVID ring. Bye, Felicia.
Just lost to the Nuggets twice. I mean, it's just like you're not going to get a title with this team. Blow it up, start over.
Lost Toby, I agree. If I'm the Nuggets, I'll draft Bronny just to spite LeBron. Why not?
Speaking of teams that could actually waste a pick and be okay. Like, that's not going to stop them.
Well, when we come back, let's talk about the teams that are still in it and see what the future may hold for the NBA playoffs. The future is not looking great for the Bucks, though. Man, can't believe that's happening. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to selectquote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at selectquote.com.
Dude Wipes presents ASSMR. This is what your butt feels when you clean it with regular, dry toilet paper. And this is how clean your butt feels when you wipe with wet, extra large, flushable Dude Wipes. Ah, refreshing. Dude Wipes. Best clean, pants down.
Do you know about 211 Arizona? It's a free service to connect you with resources anywhere in Arizona. Housing assistance and eviction prevention, transportation and ride services, healthcare benefits, food resources, and even utility bill support. Talk to a live operator in English or Spanish, 24 hours a day, every day of the year. Just dial 211 or visit 211arizona.org. Get connected, get answers, and get the help you need. This message is sponsored by 211 Arizona.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. Terms and conditions apply.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the six-pack? Bingo. That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Keon, now you got here in July 3 years ago, right?
Late July, August.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone tubing? Down
Not
the Salt River?
Not out here, no.
Oh, don't do it. Just don't.
No.
I saw this thing from Channel 15 that says, here's what you need to know before you go Salt River tubing. And here's what you need to know. Don't. They poop in the water. There's a lot of poop particles in the water.
All right. Thanks for the heads up on that. That's
all you need to know.
That's going to be negatory for me.
Yeah. Tons of
All
pooping
right.
in the water. And that's all I can tell you.
No.
I mean,
no.
I don't know if they've cleaned it up, but I think that just people are just constantly pooping in the water.
Well, that's you get on your tube and
Right.
you get your cooler by you, and then you just pee all the way down the down the river while you drink beers.
You can do all right with the pee. It's the pooing. It's when they're pooing. They're little
because if I see it, I'm getting out the river. That's just.
And then what are you gonna do? You're gonna walk through the desert in the heat? No. You have to ride that Hershey Highway all the way down to the end. That's what you got to do.
Maybe you could ride through the desert on a horse with no name.
There's no horses out there, Randy.
Feels good to be back in the rain.
There's no rain out there, Randy. It's just that song is not going to work for this, Randy. I'm sorry. There's poop in the water.
I'll go back.
Poop in the water. That's the song. That's the theme song for Salt River tubing.
Getting in your eyes. Da, 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 da.
Although that was a couple of years ago, so I don't know what it's like now. I think I've angered the guy driving the bus. He's like, son of a bitch.
What did we do? I'm gonna have to confirm.
Lost Toby has an update. He says Mike Trout needs knee surgery. Well, I'm kind of busy right now.
Oh no,
Randy, can you do a knee surgery for Mike Trout?
I'm a little busy. Yeah.
Keon?
I can't break away now.
You know, I can't. Both my parents are in the medical field, but I myself did not learn anything. So no, can't help you.
You have to tell somebody else that, Lost Toby. We're not interested. We can't do anything about this. You know, Godspeed and good luck. Walter Mellon says, Keon, I know you've seen Bronny play, not the greatest, but what do you think the odds are he goes undrafted?
I mean, the odds he goes undrafted are pretty high. It's not that he has no talent. He's got talent. I think a lot of the scouts and evaluators have said to him that there's something there. There is a potential NBA player there, but he needs to develop a shot. He doesn't shoot the ball consistently enough. When he's open from three, he doesn't knock those down. You've got to be able to do that in the NBA. He does play, a lot of scouts believe, NBA level defense, but if you don't have anything on the offensive end, they're going to play you off the floor in this league.
I have a question.
Yep.
So Bronny lives with LeBron, right? They live in the same house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like most rich NBA players, they probably have a full-size basketball court right there at the house.
They do.
Okay. And a lot of them have them indoors, like a gymnasium.
His isn't, but
at
that's
their
okay.
house.
It's a massive bit of property they have.
Right. So I'm saying is he's got a place to work on the shot. He could be constantly out there day in and day out, like Kobe did, like Jordan did, like presumably LeBron did. Why is he not? Or you know,
he does. It's a confidence
then
thing.
He's not as talented as his dad, and then
nobody
just have to accept where he's at.
Yeah, nobody said he was as talented as his dad. I think just watching him play, that is obvious, and he does put in the work. The only reason I know they have a basketball hoop on their property is actually during COVID. He was out there shooting, you know, and he put it all on the Instagram and everything. And then somebody actually said, shouldn't you be inside? And he's like, well, I'm at our house. And the property was so big, it looked like he was at the park.
Right.
And it's like, no, nice. he was just alone. But yeah, he works on his game. It's just that, yeah, he's not his dad. Don't expect him to be that. That's not fair. And even his dad put that on him. So that's not his fault. But he's got to be more confident shooting the basketball. You know, like a lot of the critiques of him is not like his shot form is broken. It's just that he doesn't shoot very confidently, and he misses a lot of shots as a result.
Is he smart?
He is smart.
Okay, maybe he could do Mike Trout surgery. Lost Toby, look into seeing about LeBron's kid.
I did. I don't think he's qualified enough to do surgery though. It's different.
Fifth letter says, damn it, Jeffrey, don't put LeBron in the same sentence as Jordan or Kobe. Peace out, LeBron. Kick rocks.
Guys, put it together.
I'm not the one who keeps starting these conversations. Who's better, LeBron or Michael Jordan or Kobe or all that? They're all in that conversation together out of my control. And, you know, as far as mindset, as far as killer mentality, Jordan and Kobe, same page. LeBron, not as much.
Not as much, but
I'll tell you what, he's still just a beast that can take over a game and exert his will. You know, just he's getting older, and that's the way it is. So
and this is the thing also, like, because we're so used to LeBron being a Laker because he's played basketball so long, he's had basically an entire career's worth of career as a Laker. But I grew up watching East Coast LeBron, and let's just be honest about it. You weren't going to the finals when LeBron was there and healthy. 10 years in a row, that guy went to the finals. It was impossible. Of course he deserves to be in the conversation, because who else can you say that about?
Yeah, but he's third place. He's third place.
I'm not
with Kobe and Jordan. He is third place.
I do not have Kobe as high as a lot of people do, but I got him behind Jordan.
Well, Kobe is in first place for hotel rape. Bruno Baller says, "Oh my God." Randy might remember this, but did Ken Griffey Sr. and Jr. play on the same team at one time? Yes, they did.
They did, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think didn't the young Griffey steal a ball away from the older Griffey in the outfield? Wasn't that a thing where they run up on a ball and he's like, I got it. He's like, no, you don't, Dad. I got this.
I don't know that. It seems to jog a little dust loosed in my mind, but that I can tell you that they both hit a home run in the same game.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So Yeah, and nobody was comparing Ken Griffey Sr. and Jr. until later when Ken Griffey Jr. was killing it, and they're like, "Wow, he's even better than his old man."
And Senior said so. Senior was like, "Nah, he's better than me."
And that's a good feeling.
Yeah,
and he was right.
I would rather my child surpass me than never be able to live up to me and have to hold that pressure. You know what I'm saying? You'd rather it be that way.
Yeah, 100%. I always want my kids to do better and be better than I am. So, yeah.
Of course, the entire time I'm telling them, you'll never be better than me. Of course, I have to. I have to. You don't understand this until you're a dad. Just trust me.
That's true. That's true.
All right. So last night, Celtics beat the Heat, and so they're 3-1. Thunder swept out the Pelicans, so that's done. Lakers they got the gentleman's sweep from the Nuggets, so that's over. So things are starting to take shape tonight. Actually, in a few minutes, the 76ers and the Knicks will presumably finish up that series. And then
but it's been, all of those games have been close. So maybe, but maybe not.
Magic and the Cavs. I honestly I have not seen one of these games, and I have not cared about any of these games.
It's the same.
I don't think anybody cares about the Magic of the Cavs. That said, they're evened up, so that might be one of your better games to watch.
It's been a pretty decent series. There are a couple of games where the Magic just got doors blown off the gym, and I don't know what you're supposed to do there. But the Magic are another one of these teams that are young that just keep an eye on them. It's not their year this year, but they're going to be around.
And poor Bucks. The poor Bucks probably going to get sent home by the Pacers, not because they're a bad team. This is a team that probably should have gone deep, but you know what? This is the thing I was worried about with the Suns. When you have stars and all the stars get hurt.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to say about the Suns. Granted, that wasn't necessary for the Suns, but
no, none of them were hurt. They're perfectly healthy when they got their asses swept. Well done.
Yeah. But like when you look at a lot of NBA teams, if you have a dynamic duo or a big three, one of those guys goes down, you're not going anywhere. That's most teams.
So the Bucks, last I heard, can you check this? The last I heard, Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo probably not going to play in this evening's game. So presumably that ought to do it. That ought to be the end.
I'm thinking that's done. And they're both doubtful for tonight, which is
still
very, very bad.
Speaking of injuries, remember when Chris Finch got taken out at the kneecap from what was that guy's name? Galooly? Who was it? Conley.
Mike Conley.
Mike Conley Jr.
Like,
yeah, he got Galooly right there.
Jeff Galooly. Yeah, Jeff Galooly.
Yeah, Chris Finch is having surgery tomorrow to reattach that tendon in his knee.
Yeah.
He got taken out, of the game there the other day.
Ruptured tendon. Yeah.
Woof. Ruptured or torn? I thought it was torn.
I saw a report it was ruptured.
That's okay. I don't really. Huh.
Yeah, and if they're reattaching it, that means it completely detached,
torn or detached, ruptured. I guess whatever. They're going to see it. But they get in there, and I think they just get a stapler and ka-chink.
Yeah, I think you're right. One of those Boss Stitch staplers that you have on your desk there, probably.
Yeah. I mean, they dip it in hand gel, so it's sanitary.
Sure.
And then they ka-chink, ka-chink.
Yeah.
I think, how many staples do you think that's going to take?
Ooh,
2, 3?
No, probably it might be like 10.
His knee wasn't that big.
I mean, his knee is not that big, but remember, the staples are not that big. I mean, unless you get, the commercial grade staple gun, then it would be like probably 2.
Oh, I got one of those, by the way.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
I'm not allowed to bring it inside.
That's too bad. That's too bad.
That was a weird rule to put on me when I've not had an incident with a staple gun. For some reason, she foresees one immediately now that I have one.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Ka-chink. She's like, if there's going to be any sort of damage, it's happening in the garage, not in the house.
I got this cool little utility saw, this motorized utility saw that I got, and I was working on something, and I can't remember what it is now, but Miss Kim didn't like it, but I had to get it in a situation, and it's a little tough to maintain, and I had to get it kind of locked down so I could make this cut. And what happened was it went zing, and then it went pulled to the left because of the and it went right across this finger right here, tore part of my nail off and stuff.
Ooh,
So
that
I
was
came
close.
in the house like with, one of them shop rags on. Hey, I need a Band-Aid. And then when I told Miss Kim what happened, she says, no more saw for you. No more saw for you.
Well, I can understand that if you actually cut the finger off.
I didn't cut my finger off, just a fingernail. It took part of the fingernail off. Yeah.
How's that any worse than any manicure she's ever had?
No, she does her own nails. And they're beautiful, by the way.
Yeah.
And she always has very nice nails.
I feel like that you should have your saw back until you cut off an actual digit.
I've used it again without her knowledge.
Well, now she knows. Swazman says when the Suns had that play with Amari Stoudemire coming on the court and Steve Nash getting shellacked and not calling a foul, things have never been the same since.
Yeah,
Swazman, it's his Phoenix. They ain't been the same since 1993, if we're honest. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind, but new Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with new Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a walk-off grand slam or a base hit to center field, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
O'Reilly. You need parts? O'Reilly Auto Parts has parts. Need them fast? We've got fast. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
When life gets overwhelming, but you just don't feel like talking, help is only a text away. Trained and caring crisis specialists are available by text 24/7 to assist with suicidal thoughts, substance use issues, depression, anxiety, and more. You are never alone. When you need help, please text HOPE to 4HOPE. From anywhere in Arizona, text the word HOPE to 44673. This message is sponsored by Solari Crisis and Human Services.
If you're rolling over your 401k to an IRA soon, but not sure if you want to go all in on this crazy market, here's what many retiring professionals are doing. How about a safe and secure IRA offering a contractually guaranteed 10% income bonus that grows 7% annually guaranteed? Your income can double in 10 years. Meanwhile, neither your principal nor your retirement income is ever subjected to a market downturn. Even if the market crashes by 50%, you get the 10% bonus. Your income keeps growing at 7%, and your principal may grow without losses uncapped. You go up with the index, never down, forward, never back. Get a 10% income bonus with a 7% contractually guaranteed growth rate. I compare over 1,200 annuities with a fiduciary duty and can help you retire and stay retired.
Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now. Visit IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time
for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. So the news is down that Mike Trout is going to have a knee surgery. Slow Mo Zoe says, well, yeah, that coach from the Timberwolves and Mike Trout, maybe they get a 2-for-1. I wish that's the way surgeries actually worked. But it's two different things. A torn meniscus for Mike Trout. It's a torn patellar tendon thingy.
I was seeing that Trout wasn't going to get the surgery yet. He's going to finish the season first.
No.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking at this. No, what I understand, it's scheduled for Friday for Mike Trout to go in and get this taken care of.
30 minutes ago, MLB.com, Trout requires knee surgery expected to return in 2024, according to sources.
4 to 6 weeks for delivery. That's what they're saying, Randy.
Yeah.
4 to 6 weeks for delivery.
That's about right for a torn meniscus. It's not an invasive surgery anymore.
I wouldn't wait that long for something from Amazon.
Ooh. Well, you have to if they haven't made it yet. If it's one of those customized things,
No, I guess so. All right. Well, Trout will be back in a month and a half then, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Presumably. And Finch, that's the big question. Coach Finch, can he coach from a chair? Can they just lean him up against something?
I think at some point he's going to be able to just put a brace on it. But I don't know immediately after. I don't know if he's going to be able to coach from a chair or not, because they want that thing kind of straight. I think they cast him from the hip all the way down to the ankle just to make sure you're not moving that knee around.
Well, he can't effectively coach like that because you're gonna be standing there yelling at people, and then you got to walk out there and go, good job on a timeout. Then you got to bring people around. Then you got to get down and kind of squat on your knees and show them, oh, well, here's nobody's paying attention to me, but I know, but I got a whiteboard and I'm showing you things and all that kind of stuff. So
I'm paying attention to you.
No, what I'm saying is they never pay attention to the coach. He'll go out, he'll sit there and squat down and be like, all right, here's what we need to do. Players are staring off and they're just kind of like looking right through them. And they're like, I'm not doing anything you just said.
Or you could be Darvin Ham. You could be drawing something up on the dry erase board. And then LeBron takes the board from you and goes, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and he goes, here's what we're really doing.
There was one they showed it from another angle. Darvin Ham was just writing down players' names, not in any particular location on the board, just on the side there. I guess to remember who he had in the game, but I don't know. I've never seen that before.
Well, I imagine Darvin Ham's fired. I imagine Frank Vogel might be fired.
Vogel might be. I think Darvin is.
Can I just everybody gather around here? Vogel, I think he should be.
I think he should be too.
He probably thinks I should be fired too, and that's fair.
I mean, yeah.
I agree with him.
Wouldn't you want to give him another season though?
No,
2 years.
I mean, the thing is, the way it seemed to me. Let me just rewind a little bit. It seemed to me as though he lost the locker room, and that's awfully fast to lose it at some point in a season, much less in the playoffs. Like they weren't running his plays because they weren't running them. They were not plays. I have a hard time believing Frank Vogel, whose biggest strength is his X's and O's, just wasn't drawing up plays at all. Maybe they were bad, but we will never know because they didn't run them.
Swazman says, by the way, giving the coach a hard time but the players not performing well is pretty stupid from people to say coaches coach and players play. I guess Kevin Durant needs to play better. Well, Kevin Durant has been talking to some people, and he's saying he was never comfortable with his role this season. He didn't like that he kept getting relegated up to the corner and trying to shoot these corner threes. And he wasn't happy with that kind of a setup. So
it's just you need the space on the floor. So if Durant doesn't have the ball, where does he go? And
he should be where he's comfortable because he can do a lot. I don't know that the corner was the best place for him.
I don't know that the corner was the best place because that just feels like, it does feel like a waste of his talent, but he has a great 3-point shot that you can use to stretch the floor and make space for, whoever happens to have the ball at the time. Which was mostly Devin Booker. So to not be able to adjust to that, because there's no way Kevin Durant never told Frank Vogel, hey, this seems like a waste for me to be just here. Are there other things I can do? Are there other places I can be outside of just clear out and wait in the corner for the ball to come to you?
Yeah, Kevin Durant, he might be kind of cool. He might be a slow burn, but he's going to let you know what he thinks. He's going to let you know how he feels about something. So Vogel knew that KD wasn't really happy to just go over there and sit in the corner and try to knock down some threes. And, you've seen KD's best position is those fadeaway jumpers and getting it or trying to get into the basket. And that put him in a better position to rebound. Big, lanky guy like Kevin Durant, you needed him in a forward position, in a front position, not over off the sides where he could maybe get a rebound off the backboard. It seemed like the Timberwolves were able to rebound at will during this series because nobody was in a good position to get the ball. And it wasn't even like they were fighting that hard for it.
Yeah. And the Timberwolves are huge. Like, that's a tall team. Karl Anthony Towns is a 7-footer, and so is Rudy Gobert. And McDaniels is close. He's like 6'10", 6'11".
Didn't the Timberwolves lead the league in rebounds?
I believe they did. Which again makes sense given.
But if you watch the series, none of the Suns were really in there battling for that ball very often. It was very seldom you saw them in there going at that ball.
And it's a kind of thing that reminds me of the Miami Heat in 2010. With LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, they played this 5-out offense where it was 5 guys outside the 3-point line, nobody inside, and they had a hard time rebounding. Suns weren't exactly doing that, but just having Nurkic down there means it's just Nurkic rebounding, and no one else can get to the ball in time, and it's a risk. And once the risk didn't pay off, you like to see something different.
So there's something you can talk to Vogel about. Why'd you put Baby in the corner? Why would you do that? Baker's Cocky Hen says pinnacle of Darvin Ham's career was when he demolished that backboard in college. Is that where he got that bump on his head?
As a player? Oh my God.
Where did that bump on his head come from?
No idea.
Somebody's got to poke that thing and drain it. I think it's just that was very distracting every time I'd have to look at the bump on Darvin Ham's head.
See, I was thinking the same thing, Jeffrey. Every time I see the guy on TV, I can't take my eyes off of that what looks to be an egg growing outside of his skull.
It can't be too hard to, shave that thing down. I feel like that would be an easy one. Just get in there.
You think he would just open that up and go in there with maybe my magic saw that took out part of my nail?
Yes. Let me get Darvin Ham in a headlock and put him on the belt sander.
All right, there it is.
And then he's done. And then he's like, I'll be honest, that hurt like a son of a bitch, Jeffrey, but I want to thank you for this.
Oh, yeah. Here, have a shot.
That's how that conversation would go, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure it would.
Interesting.
Hefty Lefty says, the video of Ham with the clipboard also showed him completely freeze and do nothing until the buzzer sounds, and the team needed to get back on the court. It was hard to watch. Dude looked like Mitch McConnell at a podium.
It was,
true.
There are a couple of Darvin Ham clips where it's just like he doesn't really do anything, and then they go out on the floor, and then LeBron has his own separate huddle because the last huddle they had didn't accomplish a single thing. And then they go where LeBron said because they all turn to the coach, and LeBron, I do have some respect for LeBron trying his best to not undermine Darvin. But there are times he looks over and sees what's being drawn on the clipboard, and he's just like, he can't believe what's there.
You never want to coach LeBron. You never want to coach LeBron because that's how this turns out. No matter what. People aren't listening to you. They're going to only listen to LeBron.
Only 2 coaches have ever survived LeBron. That's Ty Lue, because he's Ty Lue, and Eric Spoelstra, who became Eric Spoelstra, but because it was a large part of him and D Wade kind of palled together to try and get Spoelstra removed. And Pat Riley said, "No, that's my guy. If someone's going to go, it's you. Spoelstra's not going anywhere." Because they promoted Spoelstra from the video department. That guy came from literally the bottom of their organization to be the head coach. So they weren't going to just move on from him because LeBron said so. Those are the only 2 guys that have ever survived the LeBron James coaching assassination. I have no idea what you call that.
So one of the things that, we're looking at coaches, of course, But also, I saw this story, and they're like the biggest disappointment teams in NBA history. And the Suns are in there a couple of times, and it was just like, all right, including this season. I think they were number 3 on the list of all-time disappointing NBA teams that were supposed to be great, and then they just didn't do anything. And the Lakers are in there a bunch of times, all this stuff. Well, what kind of caught my eye on that story was the Suns were in there at number 3 with Kevin Durant, and the Nets were in there at number 1 with Kevin Durant. And the most recent. So I'm saying
I don't know that Nets team is number 1. That's
I know. I'm not. I'm just saying what the story said, and it's like to think about it that Kevin Durant was part of the most overrated teams. The teams that were supposed to do something. He ain't done much since the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, but that's not that's only true if you look at the result. The fact is that Nets team was disappointing, not because of Kevin Durant. If anything, he made them less disappointing than they could have been. He hitched his wagon to Kyrie Irving, who was not playing in that series, and James Harden, who at some point in that series just mentally checked out. Harden wasn't doing anything in those games, and it was bizarre to watch. And Durant is the only reason that series almost went the Nets' way. And his big toe being on the 3-point line is the reason they didn't move on.
All right. Well, listen, I got nothing against Kevin Durant. I think he did a fine job here. I don't think he's the problem, but it caught my eye that he happened to be a part of a couple of the top 3, most disappointing teams that were supposed to be great.
I just think that number 1 is just that Mavs team with Dirk Nowitzki, where he wins the MVP, but he had to accept it on somebody else's floor because they just got bounced out of the playoffs so fast. That is the most disappointing team I think I've ever seen in my life. So I don't know that Nets team qualifies to the same degree because of the injuries and guys not playing.
Well, these lists, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it just doesn't have the context to it.
Best movie ever, and it's like some 23-year-old is doing this, and you're like,
yeah, and so it's
holy God, what is this crap? Spy Kids
draft day a week ago, so they threw it on there.
Hefty Lefty says Pat Riley also may have legitimately told LeBron that he would be visited at night by some ruffians if he did not listen to Spoelstra.
I wouldn't put it past Pat.
Yeah, when Pat Riley says crap like that, it's real.
There's a reason why
he knows a guy.
Heat culture is what it is. It's Pat Riley. It's Pat Riley. That's the reason why.
Some ruffians, eh? Slow-Mo Zoe says, what was the free throw differential? Oh, hold on. In the Lakers game last night. Oh, who gives a damn? I mean, are they complaining about that? Was that like a thing they were complaining about?
This is the first I am hearing about anybody complaining about it.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't say who gives a damn. Maybe he's just legitimately asking a fair question. So we'll take a look at it. I just don't want to give them any excuses. Burn in hell, Lakers. Burn in hell, Lakers. Okay, Slow-Mo Zoe? I hope they got no free throws at all.
The free throw disparity. The Lakers got 27 free throws to the Nuggets 9.
Oh my God. And they still couldn't get it done.
And they still couldn't get it done. How embarrassing. The Lakers got a bunch of calls. And to be fair, I didn't think that.
I'm sure they're complaining not enough.
I don't think that they got like bad calls or undeserved calls. Just they got a lot of calls. But that's a disparity that is hilarious. You made 18 free throws. They made 8.
Mm-hmm.
And you lost the game.
The refs did try to help you. And what did you do with it? You lost.
So that's worth a chuckle.
So let's move on to other things. Now, you know how the Oakland A's are trying to move to Vegas, right? They're like, hey, we're going to move to Vegas. Yes. And so I think they've got a spot picked out on the Strip.
Yes.
And they're still trying to figure out the money part of things. And so now the A's have hired an investment firm to help raise $500 million so they can get their new Las Vegas stadium built and ready to go. So they're getting an investment firm involved.
Okay.
Why did the A's not have any money?
No. They are notoriously one of the poorest teams, aside from being
So
cheap.
it's not that they're cheap; it's that they're poor.
They're both.
Oh, they're very cheap.
They also the owner had vending machines players had to pay for a long time. I remember reading the Moneyball book, and there's a part where Billy Beane calls the owner and says, "Hey, there's a trade I want to make," and the owner takes a look at the contracts and goes, "Nope, that's not going to work." And so then Billy does some wheeling and dealing on the phone to make another team send them cash considerations. And then he used that money to make up the gap to get the player that he wanted because management said, no, we're not paying for that.
What's the name of the owner there? Is it Fisher?
Yes.
The A's owner that's Fisher, right?
Yeah.
The guy who is the heir to the Gap clothing company.
Yes, I believe you're correct. Yes.
The guy who's worth about $3 billion all by himself.
Right. Yeah.
STFU, Fisher.
Yep.
You got $500 million. And you're going to make it right back. Put the damn money in. Shut your mouth.
Just pony up.
Well, the problem is historically the A's have been one of the lowest populated stadiums during
this is
A's
Vegas,
games.
man.
Well, I know it's Vegas, but I'm just telling you, they don't draw a lot of people there. Now in Vegas, that might change. People in Vegas are, there to do one thing, and that's party it up. And in the summertime, you're going to go to a ballpark and watch a ball game. So maybe they're going to have more people, even if it's the fans that want to watch the other team, not the A's so much. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, he made the decision instead of working with the city of Oakland. He made the decision to move the team to Sacramento until the new stadium is built. So they're going to play in Sacramento, a 5,500 seat stadium, and then they have lawn seats. Essentially, it's a spring training facility, but it's not. There's no spring training there. It's a AAA team, and they're not going to be the Sacramento A's either. They're just going to be the A's, the Athletics.
So what are they going to be called when they get to Vegas? Wilbur is very interested in what they're going to be called. Are they going to keep the name the A's?
My understanding is yes. They're
Las
going
Vegas
to keep
A's.
They're going to be called the Las Vegas A's. They will be the Athletics, just like they've been for many moons now.
I feel like they should change their name.
What would you name them?
I don't know yet. Wilbur wants to call them the Strippers. I don't think that's going to happen.
Not going to fly.
I don't know. I don't have all the answers, Randy. I'm just saying. I feel like they need to change their name. The Raiders didn't need to change their name. The A's. This doesn't sound right. The Las Vegas Athletics.
Well, they're the Athletics technically, but I mean, there's a lot of history with the A's. A lot of history.
Yeah,
back in the 70s when what's his face with Charlie Finley when he owned the damn thing, they were winning World Series championships.
No, I know, but you've moved the team, and it doesn't really work with the mouth. Las Vegas A's. I don't know. Does that sound right? It just doesn't sound right.
Well, it doesn't sound right to say Las Vegas Raiders either.
Yeah, that one works out.
I still have them as Oakland Raiders.
So I don't know. Listen, it's none of our business, Wilbur. It's none of our business. It's up to Vegas. Let them figure it out. And here comes the dumb names. Las Vegas Nose Candy CK might be accurate, but it's not going to happen. Lost Toby says Nevada A's. That's worse than Las Vegas A's, I think. I don't have the answers for you. It's not my town. Don't care. I don't care what Salt Lake calls the Coyotes. Don't care. I hope they call them something really stupid. And so nobody likes them. That's what I think. Jar says all the Suns talk was depressing. Well, we're done. He says, yeah, it's great the Lakers are eliminated, but the Suns loss still stings. I personally think the Suns need to think about moving on from crybaby Devin Booker. That's probably an unpopular opinion. Also, fire Frank Vogel and hire Tyronn Lue. You got a lot of unpopular ideas right there, Big George. You got tons of them.
Well, hiring Tyronn Lue would be. Ty Lue's an awesome coach.
That would be epic.
That's not unpopular at all.
If they bring in Ty Lue, and
I'm just really focused on the Devin Booker thing.
Yeah, that first part. No, that's going to be a pass.
Devin Booker is sort of he has become sort of a whiner.
He is, but I don't care about that so much.
Yeah, we had Chris Paul for a minute.
Yeah,
so.
It's just like this. That's
a
lot of guys in this league, but you're not going to find very many guys that can score like that.
Devin Booker used to be. He just kept his mouth shut and just but oh God, now he just seems to whine on everything.
I told you that would happen when Chris Paul showed up.
That's not a Chris Paul
I warned you.
It's an NBA superstar thing. That you get enabled to do it, and then it works for you, so you keep on doing it.
Number one Rattlers fan says, "Hey guys, did you know the wave was created by Crazy George and Oakland Athletics superfan in the early '80s?" We should probably punish him.
for Absolutely.
I hate the wave. Yeah, we should probably punish him. Something I'm thinking. Something
I'm neutral
with,
on the wave. I don't have any strong opinions.
Well, maybe some jumper cables,
like
and a
if
battery.
If a bunch of people are doing the wave and I don't feel like it, I don't do the wave.
Oh yeah, I don't do the wave.
I saw this in a Bond movie. You get one of those chairs.
Yeah,
it's got the wicker seat.
Oh
in
no!
It. You cut off the wicker seat.
I know which one you're talking. Why?
And you set the guy down.
No, he doesn't deserve that.
He's got no britches on.
That's a
so
more recent one, isn't it?
That's one of the Daniel Craig ones.
You start swinging around this weighted thing, and you whap from underneath. You see what I'm saying?
No,
whap is right there.
I'm sorry. That's a great idea for the guy who invented the wave.
That's what I'm thinking.
The wave
right
is
there.
not all.
Yeah,
we should find a clip of that just to.
Because the thing with the wave is if you don't want to do it, just don't do it.
You know, and it's a very effective punishment.
What do you need to be punished for?
You should stay out of this, Keon. You should stay out of this.
Damn wave.
Just don't do it.
We got to take a break. Randy and I are going to solidify our plans for the guy who invented the wave. Is he still alive? Is the guy who invented it still alive?
I don't know, but the commissioner is. We could.
I don't even give a damn. I have a shovel. We'll dig his ass up and do it to him. After inventing that stupid thing.
You know, maybe a couple of those hard rubber balls in a sock and just whap like that.
Oh, I've got some of those. We can do that. Yeah. All right. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. N61, visit staples.com/print for details.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. Terms and conditions apply.
Volunteer now. Help vulnerable and oftentimes overlooked children in Arizona. Court-appointed special advocates, known as CASAs, are assigned to children as advocates during their experience in the foster care system. Volunteer now. You can change the life of a child for the better. Visit azcourts.gov/volunteer to learn about court-appointed special advocates. That's azcourts.gov/volunteer. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Supreme Court.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Oh, hey, Randy, we got a race this weekend, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got a race. I forgot what it was called. It's the Paper Towel 300. I don't know. Hold on.
In Kansas, right?
The Advent Health 400.
Yeah, Kansas. Yeah.
So
Kansas
that's what that is it is just hoping that the people who have the Advent calendars, when you open the little doors, there's pills in there for your health.
It's a hospital system owned by
Seventh-day Adventists. No, I'm pretty sure this is a religious thing, Keon.
It is religious.
You
it's
just be quiet.
Seventh-day Adventists own it.
Yes. Yeah, and what they do is the Advent calendar has like a one day it's Percocet.
No.
The next day Oxycontin. And the next day there's anti-diarrhea medicine. So there's every door has something for your health.
No.
I feel like they're wasting an opportunity here. That would be what I would do.
So you think that somehow they would hand out to thousands of people attending this race?
Yes.
Advent calendars.
Tons of pills. And then you could trade with your neighbor. Hey, I'll give you a Percocet. You give me an Oxy. Sounds good. Here you go.
See, I don't. Okay, first of all, I
Fun
don't think
for the kids.
Don't think it's allowed. And then B, I don't think it's legal.
Is a 6-day Adventist just early for church? If I showed up like Saturday,
if you showed up Saturday,
hey, can I come in?
Adventists believe the seventh day is the Sabbath.
Oh, then Friday, yeah.
So if you show up Friday,
well, yeah, I got stuff on.
Friday. I can't.
Yeah,
you'd be entirely too early. But no, they Saturday, yeah. That's why I didn't play football as a kid.
Oh, you were a Seventh-day Adventist, the late ones. You were one of them.
Sure.
I was one of the early ones. We could play football
because the games would be Friday night, and when the sun sets, you're done.
No, I see. What happened was Thursday at sunset. So I'll just go home and watch Thursday night football. Worked for me.
Good for you.
6-day Adventist is what I was. Oh, hey, but Sunday is Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo is coming.
How much fun is that?
It's a lot of fun. Can I just say, if I got to choose between St. Patrick's Day, Cinco de Mayo, it's the same sort of bullcrap that you would do to our people.
I would say that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Cinco de Mayo is a tastier holiday.
Oh, yeah.
Better
definitely.
food.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You ever eat Irish food?
Yes.
Can't say that I have.
Exactly. Ever had some Mexican food?
Yes.
All the
goddamn
time.
right you have. So yeah, Cinco de Mayo wins.
Tastier holiday.
You get drunk on St. Patrick's Day. There's never enough food in you. You're getting alcohol poisoning. But on Cinco de Mayo, you've had so many good food items that you'll be fine the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Although that is a dangerous day to have Cinco de Mayo on Sunday night. Going to be a lot of hungover people on Monday.
Yeah, I would agree.
Speaking of potential national holidays,
right? I don't know
if Cinco de Mayo falls on a Sunday night, you're going to need some time.
This is going to be bad for a few years, where it's on Sunday night, then a Monday and a Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't know where the leap year falls in here, but yeah, this is going to be a rough couple of years for Cinco de Mayo peoples. Let's see here. Oily Stool says, up here in Canada, we call Cinco de Mayo Cinco de Drinko. It's a Canadian thing, I think. No, we've made that joke down here too.
Yeah.
And because of the exchange, it's about 20% funnier here.
Because of the exchange
right. So sorry, you guys
understand.
lose again.
Oh my god.
Lost Toby says corned beef tacos on Irish Cinco de Mayo. Oh, those are great. That's
No.
that's
No,
a mess
no.
right there, Lost
Yeah,
Toby.
no,
That's
no.
a mess.
Mm.
Big George says, "Hey Jeffrey, to be clear,
To be clear,
To be clear,
I don't think that's a thing.
we
Is that-
I just rolled with Randy
because we
Yeah.
do to be fair. But
Yeah.
okay, we'll do
to
that.
be fair,
the
I'm
way you
not
said it.
sure that is the answer anyway. Which answer would that be? Oh, he's still talking about firing Vogel and hiring Tyronn Lue. He says, I'm upset and sad about how the Sun season ended. We all are. Could you drop it? We're trying to move on to other things. He says the easy solution is to do what Keon suggested yesterday, and that's trade Bradley Beal for Damian Lillard. But I have a feeling that is a pipe dream trade.
Yeah, I didn't say it was realistic, just that it could work, and the Bucks might be open to it, depending on how they feel about Dame Lillard and his awful defense, which was for most of the season very bad.
Let's trade for LeBron James. I just want to hear some heads explode out there.
I can't believe you just said that.
I just wanted to. People
I'm
are
an open
driving.
mind.
And if you heard tires screeching just now, they're Daily Blender listeners. What the hell did he just say? Let's see. I hope LaFlop retires. Please go away, says Lacrosse guy.
What?
Lost Toby says trade KD for Green and Thompson. We don't want Thompson. We don't want
or
Green.
Draymond. No, you don't want any of those guys. Stop
Unless you're
it.
thinking about just getting out of a contract.
Also,
kind of
Clay is
thing.
a free agent. Like, there's nothing to trade for.
If it's a get out of a contract move, I get it, but that's not going to work out.
And even then, is it?
Yeah.
Because you're just going to take on two other bad contracts?
Chief Skull says, I don't want Ty Lue. He won the same way Vogel did. He hasn't proven a damn thing. I think Ty Lue's a better coach than Vogel. I think Ty Lue has gone off and had his own success, hasn't he?
He's with the Clippers right now. The moment he got there, they were immediately better. And he didn't win the same way that Vogel did. Yeah, he happened to be coaching LeBron in Cleveland, but look at the teams they played in the finals and those matchups with the Warriors. Remember when they were down 3-1 in the playoffs? Does none of his adjustments in that series mean anything? I'm sorry. No, you're wrong about Ty Lue.
He invalidates your existence, Chief Skull. By the way, the 76ers got 19, and the Knicks have 17 right now, and the first quarter is just about to end, just to give you an update on stuff and things. Can I just tell you a little something behind the scenes here that's bugging me?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
This is really bugging me. So the one thing I know, I don't count on ESPN for good reporting. You know what I'm saying? But when I need the scores, it's always pretty easy to bring up the ESPN site. There's the scores right there.
Yes.
These sons of bitches, though, have left the score to the Timberwolves Suns last game for days. And so every time I try to go see the score for a game, oh, look, there's the 76ers, 24-17 on the Knicks. I have to also see us losing.
Do you have an account? Are you
Yes.
logged in? Then yeah, if you have the Suns as one of your favorite teams, they're just going to show you the last score that team had.
So that's going to be here forever? I got to unfollow the Suns
well,
immediately.
not forever. I think for a little bit though.
There's no place I can turn this off. I just want to turn this off. I don't want this pain anymore. I get it. 122, 116. I watched the game. It's over. Get it off my screen. Just saying. I got to find a different place to get my scores. This is bugging me. Slow Mo Zo says, have you guys discussed the controversy about moving the Super Bowl to President's Day weekend and interfering with the Daytona 500? Oh, I didn't think about the Daytona 500, Randy. I like the idea of having the Super Bowl on Sunday and then right next day, President's Day. But now that might mess with the Daytona 500.
It's also really nice to have the Phoenix Open, and then
I don't care
I'm
about
not.
that.
I'm not.
that'll.
I'm not
I think
hammered
that'll
and trying to
stay
leave.
Yeah.
Well, with the
And get to the
Daytona
Super Bowl
500
party.
is earlier in the day, isn't it?
Daytona 500 is supposed to be earlier in the day, and
Okay,
and
that
this
takes
year,
care of that.
This year coming up, it'll be on February 16th. So when's President's Day?
I don't have a calendar up. Oh no, wait, I lie. I do. Hold on.
President's.
I got to click. January 25. Oh my God, it's January. It's going to be the 2025.
Yes.
Let's see here. President's Day is on the 17th. So yeah, so February 16th would be the Super Bowl, and I don't know.
And the running of the Daytona 500.
How do you feel about that?
You see, I think that I'm indifferent about it. You choose what you want to watch, and you're going to watch. The majority of people in the country are going to watch the Super Bowl. I mean, look at the ratings.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I think last year, maybe 8 million people watched the 500. But I think there was something like
I bet this would help the ratings for the Daytona 500 because people are at home, they're getting ready, they're turning on the TV. Oh, look, there's a race on, and I bet they get some more ratings.
I mean, if you don't have to watch
hours of pregame.
If you want to, yeah, I mean, you can watch the 500, the Daytona 500. But see, the last several years, I bet in the last 10 years, it's been rained out. I don't know, maybe 40% of the time, and it's run on Monday anyway.
That's a good point. So, well, it's President's Day, so still, I don't think the Daytona 500 needs to care that the Super Bowl might move to that day.
Yeah, I don't think so. And the Phoenix Open, well, they'll probably love that. I mean,
yeah, now you're the only.
You think
thing
you have
on.
a lot of people on Sunday at the Phoenix Open now? Wait till the Super Bowl moves.
And I like not having to like stagger out of there, then figure out how to get to a Super Bowl party.
Keon, everybody staggers out of there. That's
I'm saying,
you
I'm
have
saying
to stagger out.
You have to. There's no.
Hey, geez,
choice,
Lou, there'll be twice as many people there on Sunday.
I don't know about twice as many, but you might increase.
But more.
You might increase it. Cardinal Art says, speaking of Cinco de Mayo, that is my second oldest daughter's birthday. And boy, her mom hooks the food up along with her grandma, a.k.a. Nana Tamales, carne asada burros, tacos, enchiladas, you name it, they cooked it. And a ton of beer and margaritas. Actually, pour me up one, Randy. And Isabel, whom is my kid, that is legally really wants a shout out. Oh, so you're saying that Isabel is over 21? Is that what you're saying?
She wants a shout out.
Isabel. Hi, Isabel. She wanted a shout out, so I shouted.
You have to shout it. Yeah.
Hey, Isabel.
It's another good shout out.
Thank you.
I wish we had Tears for Fears button where they could shout. I mean, that's a shout out.
Shout it all out. We have
these are the things we
do without.
Well, we could do without, so that we shouldn't do it if we're doing without it.
What about this one here?
That's a good shout out.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, then what about the goats? Is that the goat? Is that
That's
the goat?
There's a goat right there.
I love that goat.
Mm-hmm.
The goat's the goat.
It's true.
That's the goat.
You guys gonna watch? I'm gonna watch that Netflix roast of Tom Brady on Sunday on Netflix. I'm gonna watch that. Bill Belichick is now going to be on there, so that means that he's going to be making jokes about Tommy, and Tommy going to be making jokes about Belichick. This could get ugly.
I don't think it's going to get ugly.
In a fun way,
yeah,
in a good way.
Yeah, no, it could in a fun. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not going to watch it. To be honest,
I want to watch it just because I know the comics that are going to be doing it, and I just want to see how good they get them. You know, I think Jesselnick is going to be there because his pal Greg Rosenthal was dishing dirt about Belichick being there, which means if he knows what's happening, it's only because his pal Jesselnick is on, and Jesselnick, when he's on a roast, lethal. And that is good stuff. Him and Jeff Ross.
He is funny. He is funny.
All right, I'll watch it so you guys don't have to. I don't care. We got to take a break. We'll be back. More of the Daily Blender after this. You're on 1580, The Fanatic.
Just Capital is a nonprofit that tracks which companies are a force for good. Companies like Bank of America, which just earned the Just Capital seal. Bank of America is ranked #1 for ongoing commitment to their workers, with initiatives like Sharing Success, which awarded 97% of their teammates additional compensation, nearly all in stock. This is the program's 7th consecutive year, awarding more than $4.8 billion in total. Visit justcapital.com to learn how a just business is a better business.
Furnished by Just Capital.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Is switching your wireless service to Total by Verizon easy?
Totalmente.
And you get unlimited 5G data, $25 a line for 4 lines on the unlimited plan at an amazing price with no contracts. Should you switch to Total by Verizon? Definitely.
Totalmente.
Find a store or switch suavemente at totalbyverizon.com. Monthly rate when you activate without a pay, plus taxes and fees. Discount begins the month after you enroll. Additional terms apply. See website for data management practices.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cash back app out there. It's free to download and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code KIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code KIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code KIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every basket, every game, every point, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a three-pointer at the buzzer to tie the game, or a player goes 2 for 2 at the foul line. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. We've got a lot of text on the text line.
I bet.
I shall just read them. And their show, okay. My mouth is not participating. My mouth is like, no, we're still on a break. That commercial break was way too short. We're not ready yet. Big George says, Jeffrey, I feel your pain. Your ass hurts too. Oh, no, he said the same thing happened to me after ASU lost to U Arizona in the Territorial Cup last year. ESPN kept that horrific score in my home screen for a month after it happened. I'm convinced whoever runs ESPN app went to Uchalupa.
No, they just don't take your last score down for however your season ended. And if your season ended poorly, that's all you're gonna see. I don't know why anybody still uses that site. I'm
gonna unfollow them.
Just don't use the ESPN.
I'll unfollow the Suns for now, and I'll come back and get them later. One of the saddest things I had to do was unfollow the Coyotes. That made me sad, legit sad. You know. Now we got 2 pieces of sadness. Thanks a lot, George. Random texter says, "Hey Jeffrey, you know CBS Sportsline is a good place to get your scores." I know, but I just got a button. I go click, boom, there's the score. I guess I could try that. I'll give it a shot. Although we're not a CBS sports station anymore. Did you know that?
Yeah.
The CBS Sports Radio Network changed the to infinity. So
I learned that from you, actually.
I don't know why, but now it's infinity. It's the same people. It's all this. Jim Rome.
Nothing's changed. Yeah.
Nothing has changed. They're just like, we decided to be infinity today. Okay. Well, I want you to call me Jessica. Jessica O'Brien. Why? Yeah, exactly. Why? CK says we should trade Beal for Anthony Davis.
They're not doing that.
Yeah. Well, the Lakers are doing it.
They're not doing that.
I think we'd do it.
Well, yeah,
In a heartbeat,
but
we'd
you,
do it.
You got to think about what the other team would do, and I'm just telling you,
Not that.
they're
That's what
not
they
doing
would-
it. Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Daytona 500 is rained out half the time anyway.
Yeah.
Alligator mannequins falling onto the track, getting run over would be probably better anyway. I still don't understand what that was all about.
Alligator mannequins?
Yeah. Hefty Lefty says Seahawks annihilation of the Broncos in Super Bowl 48 was up until the draft on my ESPN homepage back when that happened.
Wow.
That was not great for my mental health.
I think that's very bad. Why?
All you got to do is delete it. I just see that's what I just did. Unfollowed them. I'll follow them again. When basketball comes back for us.
So when you unfollowed them, is it still there?
Or at least the draft, they might
No,
say,
it-
"All right, the new
Is it
league
still
year
there?
resets," and then you just
No,
jump
it
in there.
went away.
Yeah,
Okay.
it went away immediately. I wonder what happens if I refollow them now. Does it come back?
Maybe.
Like, does it come back immediately? I'm not gonna. I don't want to see it. I'm not doing it. Brunswick guy, our Canadian friend, says, "Hey there, Hoosers. I'm sipping a little Blatz Blue in my rocking chair as I listen to the show today here in Fredericton, New Brunswick. Sun just set, and I'm enjoying this lively conversation."
Wow. Congratulations. Enjoy life, man. Enjoy life.
Sometimes these guys send their text in. All I can think is Letterkenny. I just,
Mhm.
And the Amish guy. No, I can't say his name. Ringless Joe says, Keon, why didn't you warn us about Bradley Beal? Huh? Why didn't you warn us?
I couldn't warn you about him. I didn't know that he was gonna not fit very well as a third option. Like, like his game suggests that he could fit. So I thought he could.
But maybe it was misuse though. We were talking
It's-
about Frank Vogel and the team not following Frank's X's and O's. I mean, if they don't like Frank Vogel as a team, I mean, you got to make a move and get somebody in there that they do like. Maybe it wasn't Bradley Beal as it was. They just were like disorganized. They were just out there kind of playing, down the street at the park ball.
Like I don't know. I've seen Bradley Beal in the handful of times that the Wizards were able to make the playoffs while he was there, and like the guy always played well in the playoffs. Like, how was I supposed to assume that wasn't going to happen this time?
Yeah, no, maybe he's done.
He is making a contract that is bigger than like what his actual value is, but they didn't give him that money for no reason. The guy was playing well.
Chief Skull says, invalidated again? Son of a bitch. That is the last time you invalidate me. It's probably not.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do about it. I don't know.
Slow Mo Zo says, you and Randy seem to be getting along. Was there perhaps an out of court settlement regarding the roof incident? Why would you bring that up? Why would you bring that up? I sent over a bottle of whiskey and Randy, I think, forgot about it.
That's right. We were supposed to have.
You should have some more whiskey, Randy. That was good stuff I sent you, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely.
You should go get some right now.
Right.
Yes,
Right
right
this second?
now. I think, and
Right-
you can tell
right
us what
now.
it tastes like.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'll just go get some.
Thank
right
you.
now.
Shut the up, Slow Mo Zo. That was too damn close. That is how I deal
he
with most of
almost
my
remembered.
lawsuits.
That is effective, but wow.
Well, it really works on Randy. You don't have to tell him twice.
Because he won't remember.
Of course, he might not be back for a while now. So,
and it might be more than just a little bit of whiskey.
Hefty Lefty, yes. Noah and his wife Anita. Yes. What was their last name? Noah and his wife Anita. Good, kind working folk. Anita had a hatchet wound once, and her two sons wouldn't help their poor mother cover her gash. You're right. Is that Noah and Anita Dick? I think so. D-Y-C-K is how they spell that.
Mm-hmm.
And they would make sausage, and he says, "Oh, everyone loves his dick meat. That is some of the best meat you'll ever put in your mouth." That's right. Yeah, thank you for helping me remember that, Hefty Lefty.
Noah and his sausage party.
Oh yeah. Sausage party. That was disturbing. Brunswick guy says, Keon, guys, it's not Keon's fault. Bradley Beal actually played well in Washington for the Wizards. He just had a bad year in Phoenix. Perfect.
And maybe it's not just not like the timing of it, like he was going to have a bad year anywhere. I do think the situation here with guys having to play multiple roles, like you got to wear a hat for point guard. If your team doesn't have a point guard, everybody's kind of the point guard. But yeah, that's going to affect your the way that you play. It's going to affect the way that you play. If Durant's not happy, then I can't even imagine what Bradley Beal must be thinking about where he was on the floor and how he got used. He's the third option. If the second option or the first option, depending on who's going that night, isn't happy about where he just is on the floor, option 3 is probably not thrilled.
I don't think you're allowed to wear hats when you play in the NBA, are you? Is there a rule?
Not literal hats? No.
So you just said something about a hat.
I meant that figuratively.
So now I want to know it's in the rules. Can you not wear a hat if you want? What if the guy wanted you wear those Phantom in the Opera masks when you got to protect your nose?
Well, yeah, because if you break your face, you're done. But no, I don't think you can wear a hat. But I can look up the rules officially.
I mean, if I were playing basketball, I wouldn't wear a hat. But I'm just saying, if you wanted to wear a hat, I just don't know what the rules are. Chief Skull says, I'm in St. George, Utah right now. Believe me, I feel invalidated all around me out here. Why would you feel invalidated in St. George, Utah, Chief Skull? That's an interesting point. The hell are you doing in Utah? Ringless Joe says, I'm predicting a deep playoff run for the Cardinals this season. They'll bring happiness back to this city. That might be a bridge too far. That based on what, Ringless Joe? You had a pretty nice draft, but then you got a bunch of new people trying to figure some things out, and you still have some of the same old problems. You still have a miniature quarterback. I'm just trying to figure out this deep playoff run for the Cardinals. How did you get from there to here?
Can you let the people in your front office build your team? Is that too much to ask? Like they're not done. they have done a lot of good things. They've had a couple of very good drafts. Let them build it. Why in year 2 are you thinking deep playoff run? And what about this team a year ago led you to believe that was happening?
Oh, Chief Skull says the reason he feels invalidated is he says, I'm not freaking Mormon. There is an interesting thing where, like, when I was doing stand-up and I was passing through Utah, I wasn't performing there.
I can't imagine why.
I was passing through Utah and I pull into this gas station and I go inside and the lady sees me and she's like, hey, how are you? Hey, I'm pretty good. How are you? Hey, it's good. Oh, yeah. And then so I go over to the pop machine, and this is when caffeine was against the church, but they still sold it there anyway. And I went right to the Mountain Dew. Man, her attitude changed. By the time I got back to the counter, she was not friendly. She realized either I'm a sinning Mormon or I'm just not one of them. And so, Chief Skull, I know how you feel. I have felt that coldness that comes from not one of us. That moment.
And you live in it?
Jesus, Randy, that's a big old cup of whiskey.
That's nice.
That's all I needed. So
where'd you get that from?
Huh?
Where'd you get that whiskey from?
That's nice. Secret family secret.
Secret.
Well, I can't give you the
Family
ingredients because my uncle Bob went blind right after he made it. Don't worry, it's fine to drink. 888-368-1580. So, Randy, I want you
blind.
I want you to hear this because you won't be able to see soon. I want you to hear this. Ringless Joe said, I'm predicting a deep playoff run for the Cardinals this season. They'll bring happiness back to the city. You would think I sent Ringless Joe the whiskey.
I mean, it could happen. Could happen.
A deep playoff run.
Why does this whiskey taste like alcohol, like rubbing alcohol?
I don't know. Take another swig. Let us know. Walter Mellon says, you can wear a hat, Jeffrey. It just has to be backwards. Haven't you seen White Men Can't Jump?
Yeah, that's not the NBA.
Every day I get out of bed. Mr. Wilbur says, question for Randy.
Yes.
In the movie Back to the Future, when Marty is playing that great James Brown song, It's not a James Brown song. He's not.
No.
Wait, what?
What are you talking
Chuck
about?
Berry.
Chuck Berry. Johnny
and
B.
his
Good.
brother Marvin calls up to say he's got a new sound. Is that our new eyed receiver, Marvin Harrison, making that phone call? What is he talking
There
about?
are so many stretches going on in this.
I'm sorry. I got to give a 5-minute major for that one. That
You
just
confused
that was
Chuck
so
Berry with
bad.
James Brown. It's not even the same. It's just what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, first you didn't get the artist right. Second of all, you wanted to
Marvin
use,
Berry.
Hey Marvin. I got it. Hey
No,
Marvin.
No, Marvin's
listen to
the guy
this.
on the phone saying, "Chuck, listen, it's your cousin Marvin."
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what that is.
Either way, and he was trying to equate that as the new Cardinals wide receiver. 5-minute major.
CK says, "Deep playoff run, Cardinals. The Turdnals are winning no more than 6 games." Ha 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 ha. He says.
Who said that?
CK. BetMGM says that the over/under for the Cardinals is 6.5 games.
I'll take the over on that.
I knew you would, and I respect you for it.
Thank you.
Ringless Joe says my evidence for Cardinals playoff run is they had good wins against strong teams last season. Dude, they only had 4 wins. Which teams?
Well, they decimated the Cowgirls.
Yeah, that was fun. He says they had a great draft and they have an easy schedule. The schedules aren't out yet.
How do you know they've got an easy schedule? They don't come out till next month.
I think you know the teams that are playing. You just don't know the order that it's
San
in.
Francisco 49ers, who went to the Super Bowl, not easy. The other teams maybe a little bit. Yeah. All right, listen, that is 2 hours down, and we got 1 to go. So come on back, kids. We'll talk some football. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
4 wins with just the Rams and the Sea Chickens.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Charmin Ultra Soft on the party, this is supposed to roll it back, everybody. Charmin's in the super soft and hella nice. My cream is always soft, it's our party vice. So everybody wanna touch the sky.
Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right. They're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona. And they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
Is switching your wireless service to Total by Verizon easy?
Totalmente.
And you get unlimited 5G data, $25 a line for 4 lines on the unlimited plan at an amazing price with no contracts. Should you switch to Total by Verizon? Definitely. Find a store or switch suavemente at totalbyverizon.com. Monthly rate when you activate without a pay plus taxes and fees. Discount begins the month after you enroll. Additional terms apply. See website for data management practices.
Do you need equipment for your business but don't have the cash? I can help. I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, and we offer no money down financing on new and used equipment. Excavators, forklifts, dozers, tractors, cranes, plows, and more. If it's essential to your business, I will help you get the money you need. It's faster and easier than asking your banker. Call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. That's 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
Celebrating 30 years of AmeriCorps in Arizona looks like more than 27,000 members, 29 million hours served, nearly 75 million in scholarships, millions of lives changed. When you sign up for AmeriCorps in Arizona, you make a difference. Also, earn a living stipend, plus education scholarships. Join the movement by signing up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K242 Round Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour. All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right. 5 o'clock. Everybody go home. Is 5 o'clock really quitting time anymore?
Used to be. I don't think it is anymore.
What's the normal quitting time nowadays?
Jeez, I don't know.
We've been doing this 3 to 6 p.m. thing since for a long time. So I don't know what the regular
at least 3 years
quitting time is. I guess it depends on what you do. If it's construction work, it's 3 p.m. Everybody to go home. I don't know what other work
until it's
does.
hot, and then it's like 12 noon because they get out there like 4 in the morning.
Oh, I don't think it's ever 12. These poor guys got to work in that at least till 2, I think.
Well, I was on a roofing crew, man, and we got out. I had to get up at 3 in the morning. We were on the job site by 4. We left by noon, man. It was a ghost house, a ghost town out there.
But you get that full work day in because you are starting many hours before the sun's up.
Well, what time is your quitting time? I'm kind of curious. 888-368-1580. Oh, by the way, it's the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys, like I said, on the text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studio in Scottsdale. And while Chief Skoll is working up in Utah, he's driving back tomorrow, so everybody mark him safe. But Ringless Joe still trying to talk about the Cardinals. He says, hey, 3 of the Cardinals' 4 wins came against playoff teams. The Steelers, the Eagles, the Cowboys. Come on, man. Let me have some hope.
Yeah, but you
give you a hope in one hand and a crap in the other and see which one gets filled first.
It's one thing if you said we're going to go to the playoffs. That I could understand a little bit, given who you beat. But to say you're going to go on a deep playoff run, did any of the teams you beat go on a deep playoff run?
No.
Okay, so then how did we go from 4 wins to deep playoff run? We missed several steps in between there.
Has high hope because he's got high
But
hope.
you want to sneak into a wild card?
High apple pie
in the sky.
sky.
Hope. Have another thing to build on. Do it.
Well, okay. So I brought up the schedule from last year. Okay. And I'm just going to throw this out here. And you guys, you tell me what you think. All right. We lost to the Giants 31-28. Should have won that game. We decimated the Cowboys. We sent them home crying. We lost to the Bengals 34-20. Okay, so that was a pretty good beat down. We lost to the 49ers 35-16. We lost to the Rams 26-9. We only lost to the Sea Chickens by 10 points. It was 20-10. We lost to the Ravens. It was pretty close, 31-24. Any one of those games you could have won. We beat the Falcons. We lost to the Texans 21-16. That's another game we could have won. We beat the Steelers. We lost to the Bears. That was a game that was on Christmas Eve, 27-16.
That's embarrassing.
Well, I know.
Well, at that point in the season, that was the better Bears.
We beat the Eagles 35-31. And we lost to the Sea Chickens 21-20. So there was about 5 or 6 games in there.
Do you feel like Marvin Harrison Jr. is that difference?
Well, I don't think it's Marvin Harrison Jr. that is the difference. I think he's an addition to a team that I feel is going to be better this year.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been we picked up some talent in the draft from last year and again this year. Go ahead.
I agree. I think the Cardinals will be better. But to think that every one of those wins that the Cardinals could have won is going to turn into a W next year, I think it's a process. You go from 4 wins to
I know
you get more.
I know.
Maybe
think,
6 or 7, which is why the line is where it is.
I don't believe that it's 6 wins. I think there'll be more than 6. I mean, if I'm honestly talking, and it's not fanboy Randy that you hear rant about every Cardinals game that has been played over the past several years. I think that we could win 7, maybe even 8 games this year.
It's not impossible. I just, I want to see the steps, and you've got to start by learning how to win and learning how to close out games. And there are going to be ones where you're going to drop games you should win because you're still learning that process.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that.
I don't want to be involved in the conversation where you tell the kids about Santa Claus and Easter Bunny. So I'm just going to sit over here. You guys go ahead.
But I don't think deep playoff run is realistic to ask for, and I'm just saying that because if you're a fan and you start telling yourself deep playoff run, and a team that's in year 2 with this new regime, I just don't think that's fair to ask of your team.
NFC West, and you're talking about us getting some sort of playoff berth out of the NFC West. I mean, we'd have to win the division. I don't know that we can win the division. Still not with the San Francisco 49ers in our division. And you got this pesky damn, sheep over there in LA. Now, the Sea Chickens is a different story. I think we go on an epic run of defeating the Sea Chickens from here on out.
Guess we'll see.
We could only hope.
Chief Skull says, I left the Skull residence at 3:15 a.m. and I'm still working currently in the hotel. I forget, Chief Skull, what is it you do? Are you a bed bug exterminator? I don't know what you do. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I get to go home after the 7th inning, selling the beer, ice cold beer here. Cold beer. Mr. Wilbur says, I deserve that 5-minute penalty, Randy. Do you think Marvin Harrison will be on the phone with Michael Bidwell and start screaming, Adam, show me the money? Why would he just got here? He just showed up. And why would he scream Adam? Who the hell's Adam? Oh, at him. Wilbur, put your phone down for a while. CK says, fanboy Randy, the Turd Gang are going to go under that 6.5.
Okay.
I forget,
Right.
CK, who's your team? You one of those 49er guys? I think he's one of those 49er guys.
I think so, yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Cards could win a lot of games this year. Their offense will be legit with McBride down the middle and the best wide receiver in the draft the last 10 years, best OSU receiver in a while. And look around, the league is filled with dominant Buckeye receivers.
Well, it's going to take more than that, but I mean, we improved our offensive line last year, and I venture to say it will probably be a little better again this year. I mean, I look at the draft. I mean, we got some guys we picked up, and we addressed our secondary situation with the defense. So I think the team is going to be much better. We'll have to see how they respond. Their defense was sure a hell of a lot better early on until they just got wore out by the end of the season. I mean, it was all defense the first half of the season, and they did a great job. But we didn't have any offense. I mean, we didn't even have old little Kyler there in the first half of the season.
Wilbur says he has news for the rest of the NFC West. When playing the Cardinals, they will all say the following phrase when having to deal with the Cardinals. We're going to need a bigger boat. I don't understand.
I see what you're going for.
See, that's going to be a 2-minute, Wilbur.
The Cardinals are going to be scary. Is Mr. Wilbur just on a run of making movie references right now?
I don't know why.
And related to various teams that we're talking about?
Don't even use a boat in football.
It's just
he is now. Yeah, he's gotten out of control.
The Cardinals don't have any fish-based mascots, so the boat thing not really. None of it works. It doesn't work on any level. That's my point.
Yeah. Shh, Wilbur. Baker's Cocky Hen says, I'm really surprised Keim never poached Sarkisian from college.
Because Keim didn't know what the hell he was doing.
He saw two of them. So,
and at that time in college, so did Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they probably were drinking buddies. I mean, if you want to be honest about the whole
So
thing.
I think Steve's cleaned up his stuff, but at the time,
hey Keon, how much? Speaking of college, have you watched Shedeur Sanders? Have you seen a lot of him?
I've watched a little bit. Yeah,
they say he's the betting favorite to go first overall in the 2024 draft. Is that real? Is that real?
There's something there, man. Like
period over any other player, not just any other quarterback.
Yeah, but it's like the way too early thing. Like I don't think the gap between Shedeur and anybody else is as big as Caleb and everybody else this time last year. Because Caleb's just a different thing entirely. We've just never seen that. But with Shedeur plays the game in a very Joe Burrow-ish way, and I think that a lot of teams like that. He's able to move around and extend plays with his legs. He's not a runner. He's still more of a pocket guy, but he does have the mobility to extend plays with his legs. He can make every throw that you ask a quarterback to make, and he sees the field really well. So I think there's a lot to like there. And they played through a lot of adversity last year, and he didn't shrink under the pressure. He didn't wilt. I think that there's a lot that teams like, but you have to let the season play out, because you could be number one before the season, and then by the time we're done watching all the actual games, somebody else emerges. That's the reason why people telling me this year that next year's quarterback draft class is going to be weak, I have no idea how you can possibly know that. You've got to see these guys actually play. That. Yeah, when we get to the point where the class is like, we know the guys a little bit better. Like you get to a certain point in the season, you're like, okay, no one's really standing out here. Try not to. I fall into it too, but I try not to say that before we even get to the season.
All right. Well, here are the names that are being thrown around. Deion Sanders' kid, Shedeur Sanders, and then they got Carson Beck, Quinn Ewers, and then Drew Allar from Penn State. And then Jalen Milroe, Jackson Dart, and Cameron Ward. And so, those are the names that are getting tossed around there.
Yeah. So, and I think with Carson Beck could be somebody who has a great enough season that he ends up being that favorite. I don't know if Ewers is going to be that, but Ewers is going to be really good and in that conversation of top guy in this draft. So there are plenty of guys who can make their mark. But just like, remember this time a year ago, nobody was talking about Jaden Daniels. He was the second overall pick. So you can never tell.
So Deion Sanders says, don't worry, I do not plan to follow my kids to the NFL. And the NFL said, we didn't ask you. It wasn't even the thing.
Well, it's not like he said it. Just
you got your Colorado team there with 4 wins. I don't think we're worried about this.
He didn't step up and say that all on his own. Somebody asked him that very dumb question, and he, Deion rolled his eyes and was like, are you serious? Like, no, not following my kids to the NFL. He didn't unprompted tell the media, by the way, just so you know, I will not be going to the NFL with my children.
Buffalo, the Buffaloes, 4-8, right there. They started 3-0, but against nobody, and then they went 1-8 in the Pac-12.
The team won.
Sadly, the only team they beat was Arizona State.
Yeah, but I'm not going to take Deion's job and trash it though. The 4 wins were amazing because that team won a game the year before he got there, and they weren't in any of them. He won 4, and they were in a lot more games this year than they were a year ago. I think.
Well, I guess the people that live in Colorado did not get the memo because spring game attendance was down by 20,000 people. They had 47,000 when he first showed up. This last spring game, 28,000.
The expectations are high, and they were always unrealistic.
They have dropped. The expectations have been lowered, so this is good.
So this is good because they were unreasonable before. No, almost no coach jumps to a program and then wins 10 games right away. That takes time. It takes recruiting. It takes time just implementing your system with players that you want. Deion cleared everybody out when he showed up. So there's going to be, some growing pains there. He's also never coached college football at this level. It was never fair to expect him to make Colorado something that it wasn't. It was a bad college football program before. College football was dead at that university for a long time. And then Deion showed up, made it relevant again, and quadrupled the amount of wins they had from one year to the next.
So Shedeur Sanders, huh? All right.
Yeah, he's a good football player.
All right. Quinn Ewers says Big George. That's a good quarterback right there. He's a good quarterback. That old Quinn Ewers. Are we sure that's his name? Is he missing a letter or something?
Quinn Ewers now. He's not missing.
I'm just checking.
Missing others.
He says, I wouldn't mind him on the Cardinals next year if the Cardinals decide to move on from Kyler Murray.
Well, we'll see. Because I like him too, but I think that there still needs to be another level to his game where situational awareness. He's got to work on that this year. There are times where the dude just loses his mind and loses his place in down and distance. What kinds of throws do you make? When do I throw the football away? Those little details, he misses them a lot.
Last Optimist says, I took the under on the Cardinals last year. This year, I'd like to take the over. I'll be happy with 8 wins.
That's a reasonable jump forward. It's a big jump, but it's a reasonable jump. You can go from 4 to 8 and you're still below 500.
Just say it, Jeffrey. Just say what's on your mind.
You're probably not making the playoffs. It's not impossible.
Come on, Jeffrey. Just say it. Say it out loud. I dare you.
Okay. Yeah, he's trying to be nice.
Yeah, well, because his wife is a Cardinals fan.
If she's listening, she's not going to like it.
Ringless Joe says football has a lot of variance, and with an easy schedule, it's not unrealistic to think the Cardinals can end up with 10.
No, we watched the New York Giants get into the playoffs, not last year, but the season before, and we all knew that was fake and fraudulent.
Well, they better do it this year, or old Baldy is going to be looking for work.
Which is honestly, I don't even think he's a bad coach. I think he's a pretty good coach.
Well, but still, you think the Giants are going to take that?
I don't think they're going to take that, and I would love for them to fire him because
Keon thinks he's a good coach.
It would make him worse.
You're right.
Yeah.
Go
on right ahead, New York.
Beer Bob says, guys, please give Mr. Wilbur a break. He can't see what he's saying.
Guys.
McMama says Cards with 8 wins, 10 wins. Sounds like some of these people started Cinco de Mayo a bit early.
Yeah, well, let's stop the 10. 10?
10? No.
Look, if the schedule shakes out easy, can a team win some BS games and win 8 games? Yeah. I've seen my team do it. I've seen my team win 8 games when they had no business winning 8 games. This Cardinals team might be better than that.
Unless Salt Lake gets a new team called the Salt Lake Crutches and everybody is injured. No. And they got to play them twice. No. I'm afraid not. I'm sorry.
You think they're winning 4 games again?
Sorry, Randy.
What do you think they're winning, Jeffrey? How many games do you think they're actually winning?
I'm going under. I'm going under 6.5. And I'm sorry. I hate to say that.
Okay. Because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, but like my ceiling is literally 7. It's that half point is throwing me.
Yeah, we're not so far apart. But if you're just trying to make Randy happy with you,
I'm not.
You're putting the moves on my wife too. I think
I am not. I am spoken for, so you can go ahead and let that go.
How dare you, sir?
Absolutely not. All I'm trying to say is I've seen a lot of crazy things happen with teams in football. I've rooted for a bad one for 25 years, and I've seen some miracles. So all I'm saying is it's not impossible when you come off a good draft and a good free agency period that you have some wins go your way.
In their second year, the Houston Texans. That's all I'm going to say. When D'Amico Ryans came in.
I don't think that Jonathan Gannon is D'Amico, but I think Jonathan Gannon's good. Like that defense was legitimately fun to watch and fantastic last year. They were playing like they were on fire. They were arriving at the football.
I think that's the kind of team he wants. A
Yeah.
fast, physical,
Mean
exciting, team.
He wanted some guys to show up to the football
Dynamic
with bad
team.
intentions, and they did. And then they got better players.
Hamill and Porter, I think that's an amazing idea, whether it's for the hockey or the football. Anything that happens in Salt Lake City, they got to call them the Mighty Mormon Power Rangers. I love that.
How has that not happened already?
And the Mormons will love it too.
See, they're missing an opportunity there.
Absolutely.
So
you should copyright that immediately.
Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says the Cardinals have a little heart, guys. Come on. Little Kyler will win at least 8 games out of 17.
See,
Well, I can't say more than 8.
I mean, I
8's
want
a
that
lot.
to happen, and I will pull for the Cardinals. And my picks every week. I do that too on the Harmon Solar fan pick 'em. I pick the Cardinals I have not picked against the Cardinals one time since I began this whole thing.
Good man. Good man.
Not once.
Makes it easy for me to stay ahead of you, but good man. Glass Optimist says, in a 17-game season, 8 wins ain't what they used to be. Yeah, and look, old Raji Goodell is looking to make it an 18-game season, which I'm not going to complain about, but it's got to be hard on them players. But I don't know. Conversation for another time. We got to take a break. We come back, more football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NASCAR Cup Series will be racing at the Kansas Speedway Sunday. Denny Hamlin's the defending champion. He and Kyle Larson are the betting favorites for the Advent Health 400, both at plus 500. William Byron, who has 3 victories on the season, is plus 550 to take the checkered flag at Kansas Speedway. Christopher Bell's plus 650. Martin Truex Jr. plus 900. Formula One racing the Miami Grand Prix this weekend. Max Verstappen, the overwhelming favorite to repeat as champion. The Red Bull driver is minus 600. Teammate Sergio Perez plus 1,400. Ferrari's Charles Leclerc plus 1,600. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hey there, you in aisle 2. I see you by the fiber and laxatives. You still using those to manage your constipation with belly pain? If your symptoms keep coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. So you may need more than over-the-counter treatments to manage it. Ask your doctor about how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every goal, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a game-winning goal in the final seconds of overtime or a shot on goal in the first period, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
Is switching your wireless service to Total by Verizon easy?
Totalmente.
And you get unlimited 5G data, $25 a line for 4 lines on the unlimited plan at an amazing price with no contracts. Should you switch to Total by Verizon? Definitely.
Totalmente.
Find a store or switch suavemente at totalbyverizon.com. Monthly rate when you activate without a pay plus taxes and fees. Discount begins the month after you enroll. Additional terms apply. See website for data management practices.
Hi, I'm State School Superintendent Tom Horn. We need to improve students' proficiency in reading and math, which is my highest priority. I'm therefore providing $40 million for free one-on-one tutoring for all public and charter school students from first grade to high school, regardless of their proficiency level. And participating teachers earn money, which they deserve for their work to improve students' learning. Sign up at azed.gov.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
The Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I think I need to stop scrolling during the breaks. I've started sitting down in my chair here, and then I just take my phone, I'll start scrolling. And I saw this thing, and it made me ask the question. And now I'm not sure what the answer is to this question. And it's, if you shoot a guy with a flare gun, will he actually explode? Do we have any kind of verification? Because in the movies, you shoot a guy with a flare gun, he explodes. I don't think that really happens. I think you can shoot a guy with a flare gun and it's not going to penetrate him. It's going to bounce off and maybe set him on fire. But do we have any historical evidence of somebody getting shot with a flare gun and exploding? Because if that's the case, why don't we all just drive around with flare guns? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, your body has chemicals in it, stomach acid and the like.
Well, only if the flare goes in you and explodes.
And we do have the methane gas in there.
Well, I got plenty today. Trust me.
So if you could penetrate mixed with the methane gas,
but just a basic flare gun, I don't know if that's going to do it.
Why would he could?
I'm not saying I'm going to.
I mean, depending on how close you are to the flare gun.
And they're saying also what the contents of the flare is. It depends on that too, because it could go anywhere.
Flare stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, but like there are different chemical combinations. I'm just telling you what the Goog told me. I don't. I'm just. But it could.
You're probably on a watch list now that you've Googled that.
It probably. Yeah. It can range anywhere from wow, it bounced off him and left a burn to he screamed a lot before he died.
Well, if I'm going to shoot a guy with a flare gun, I'm looking for number 2 at least, but I'm looking for 3 explodes. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you see in the movies. And the guy blows up. I don't know if that's even realistic.
Explosion, huh?
Explodes.
You want to see that, huh?
If I'm going to shoot a guy with a flare gun, I'm aiming for explosion. I don't know. Just curious. See, that's what the kind of stuff that enters my mind as I sit down and start scrolling. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. You got shot with a flare gun. Ooh, I wonder if I can do that.
Where the hell were you scrolling that you came across that?
I don't think you need a 7-day waiting period for a flare gun, do you? I think I'm just giving a lot of people bad ideas now.
Yeah, I don't have any idea.
Potentially. That's irresponsible of me.
Wow.
You're now watching videos of people getting blown up with flare
no,
guns?
it's the one where they've got the little the gelatin human skeleton thing to kind of mimic human the consistency of a person.
Is Mythbusters?
It's not Mythbusters. It's this what's this guy on YouTube's name right here? He does gun stuff. I don't know.
Okay.
And yeah,
did the flare penetrate the body?
He had one for the human head. And that one did not blow up, but that he's dead. Whoever that person would have been would no longer be with us.
Why?
Because there is the where his brain would be is leaking out. It's all out. Yeah,
like a little Steve Kerr action right there.
All right. But worse, but much worse.
I think Steve Kerr has leaky spine problems.
Yeah,
not leaky brain.
Same thing. Rainless Joe says, would you rather get shot with a flare gun or see the Cowboys win the Super Bowl? What kind of flare gun?
Yeah, flare gun.
What would I rather?
I need more information on
that. Like, I don't know. Am I going to burst into flames? Because that's tough to think about.
It depends on when. If I'm already dead.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If I'm on fire, that's fine. just doesn't matter anymore. So Bill Belichick, he's talking a lot like, oh, you can't shut him up, can you? We're hearing Bill Belichick said this and that all over the place as he gets ready for the Tom Brady roast. And then later on, he's going to hang out with the Manning brothers on the Manning thing.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, Monday Night Football. Not every time, but he's going to be a recurring character.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing he said. He said he was talking to Roger Goodell, and I guess he showed up on the Pat McAfee show. And he says, yeah, this hip drop, it's a good thing to get rid of it. He's actually happy that they have stopped the hip drop tackle. He says there's no place for it. It's just good to continue to keep the game safe for the players.
I think as a guy who had Rob Gronkowski as a player once upon a time and who lost Rob Gronkowski many times to low hits and sometimes, quite frankly, dirty hits, the idea that you could have a player who is very important to your team and one tackle ends his entire season as a coach, yeah, it probably helps you to have guys last on the field longer.
Yeah, he also lost this guy Ramondre Stevenson last season for a hip drop tackle. Yeah. He's like, yeah, definitely this is going to help make the game be safer. So that's surprising from an old guy like Belichick to be saying that, because he's also a defensively minded coach. So he's got to know that this is going to be more difficult for the defensive players. And they're like, okay, now I got to remember not to do it this way. I got to go to a different way to tackle and all this stuff.
The hip drop tackle is relatively recent. And so it's going to be tougher for guys. That's all they know, or they were largely coached that very recently, but you can unlearn it and play football just fine without the hip drop tackle. It's not going to become impossible to play, because you go back and watch some of the, early 2000s stuff, there wasn't hip drop tackling. They didn't do it. You just wrap people up with a good form tackle or the concussion stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's what Bill Belichick says about it. So the old guy says that he's glad to see that old hip drop go. And I was talking about that last season myself. And I know everybody's like, oh, great, we're going to bubble wrap the players. Oh, you're getting soft and all this stuff. But that tackle right there, when they roll up on the back of a guy's legs or the side of a guy's legs, and it's intentional. We've seen a lot of injuries from that.
Like 95% of the history of this sport does not involve the hip drop tackle, and guys manage to hit hard without it. So some of the other stuff, if you're like, man, I wish they wouldn't make the game harder for defensive players this way or that way. But that particular kind of tackle, that's new. That's not even if it's been, hey,
they thought it was a safer way to tackle to help avoid concussion. And then they realize, whoops, there goes that guy's knees again.
Yeah.
So Prison Wallet says, please describe a hip drop tackle. Well, it's where a defender will wrap around the ball carrier, the wide receiver, the running back, swivel their hips and drops their weight onto the whoever's got the ball's their legs. They're putting their weight to it to where the guy can't run anymore. So that's why they call it the hip drop tackle.
And the issue that we're having with it is when you do that, ankles are being broken, knees are being damaged, and
mostly knees.
Mostly knees, but there have been some ankle cases too, and one break of the leg. So you're just putting guys' livelihoods at risk there in a way that you have one of those, you're done for the season. You have two of those happen to you, your career might be over.
Hamilton Porter says, hey, do you guys remember the segment on NFL Today called Jacked Up? How the times have changed. No, I don't remember that. What was that?
I remember it would come on before Monday Night Football, and it would just be the biggest hits of the Sunday games, and there was a lot of helmet to helmet stuff in Jacked Up. And at the time, we didn't know how bad it was. Yeah. So you're watching, like, I remember watching Chad Ochocinco.
We didn't know they were getting dead.
Yeah. Ochocinco crossed the middle, and it was a Ravens game, but I can't remember who hit him. And he got up and couldn't find the sideline. And they were playing the audio of him after the game. And he's talking like a little kid like this. It's like his brain was gone. Looking back on that now, I'm just like, wow, I can't believe we were watching it, but we really didn't know.
Yeah, it used to be funny, but we didn't know there was something called CTE, and we didn't know that People were being crazy from it. And look at Aaron Hernandez. Look at Antonio Brown. We didn't realize all that stuff. There was nothing better to see than just a devastating hit because you thought, he'll rub some dirt on it. That guy will be fine. Didn't know that what was happening. So this isn't a matter of, you're just getting soft. America's getting soft. No, this is realizing, hey, we're kind of killing people and ruining their lives with this. Maybe we got to try to be better and do some things differently. So let's talk about the draft real fast. Detroit had 775,000 people at the draft, and not all at once, but of course over the course of the weekend. And that is 175,000 more than Nashville had. So the draft was huge for Detroit. All the people came out and had a good time and had a party. But on the other side of that, the ratings after night one plummeted, got their lowest audience share since 2012. Is that because there's nobody we care about in the future rounds as far as the general public goes, or something else? Or is it because the NBA playoffs? I don't know. What do you think the reason is?
It might be a combination of things. There has to be some care there because we had 6 quarterbacks go in the first 12 picks, which has never happened. 6 quarterbacks in a first round is already a record unto itself. So like a lot of teams were getting quarterbacks. Like I don't know that.
Not in rounds 2 and 3. No quarterbacks were drafted then.
That's true. Not in 2 and 3. You're getting receivers. You're getting. I don't know. I thought there were plenty of big time players on the board. I just think the NFL has made this thing so commercial heavy. It's not something that's fun to watch when your team's not on.
Right. And it doesn't forever.
Flow. Yeah.
And they've done that intentionally to put in more commercials.
And if you're a nerd, in nerd out, I was watching the draft. I was having a good time, but like, it's not something I would watch with my friends because I know even the ones that kind of casually like football, when their team's not on the board, they could care less.
You could also get notifications if you follow your team's website. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, look, we just got a wide receiver, and you don't have to sit there and watch the whole thing. You can go on with your life.
If it moved quickly, if it flowed, I think people would be interested in watching it. But every year they cram more commercials in there, and it's just not fun to watch.
Hamilton Porter says, make no mistake. I agree, Keon. We all loved NFL Blitz. In reality, people taking those hits, they'd be dead by 50.
Yeah. That's the sad reality of it. So here we are trying to change the game.
Where's the draft next year? Do we know?
Green Bay.
Oof.
Green Bay.
Oh my God. Like 83 people will show up for that.
Well, a lot of people are going to show up, just not from Wisconsin. It's going to be a lot of people coming from out of town, and
that attendance is going to plummet.
Overwhelm the city of Green Bay is what you're going to do. I don't know if they're built to handle that many human beings.
So on draft night, this came out just recently that the Giants and the Vikings were begging the Patriots, like, hey, we'll give you multiple first round picks. We want that number 3. We want that quarterback. And Patriots like, we need the quarterback.
Yeah.
And they're like, no. But the Giants and the Vikings were very aggressive trying to move up. So you got to give them credit for trying.
Yeah, it's the smart thing to do. You need a quarterback, and that was going to be the next available guy that was the best. And in the eyes of some teams, there were some teams that liked May better than they liked Daniels. So for you could be getting a number 2 quality guy at 3. Of course they wanted to jump up, and I think it was smart of New England to say, hey, look, the bird in hand. We're not going to get more picks. You'd love to have a quarterback and an opportunity of getting a high level one. And they got a guy who's at least a high level prospect. And if they develop him properly, can be someone really good.
Pierre says, hello, guys. I can tell you why the NFL draft got such a low marks. It was in Detroit. That's why. Fans feared being shot through the television. Next year, organized in Montreal, you'll see the highest audiences ever.
Well, it's not going to be in Montreal, Pierre. I don't know how to explain this to you. You do not have an NFL team, so the NFL draft never going to be in Montreal or anywhere in Canada.
I wouldn't be as worried about being shot through the television, but I am nervous drinking water when it was on. Any water,
just any water,
just made me nervous. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we've got on this date in Big Georgia sports history, a little more football stuff too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-345-2789. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-345-2789. 800-345-2789 or biglou.com.
Is switching your wireless service to Total by Verizon easy?
Totalmente.
And you get unlimited 5G data, $25 a line for 4 lines on the unlimited plan at an amazing price with no contracts. Should you switch to Total by Verizon? Definitely.
Totalmente.
Find a store or switch suavemente at totalbyverizon.com. Monthly rate when you activate without a pay plus taxes and fees. Discount begins the month after you enroll. Additional terms apply. See website for data management practices.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harmon Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmonsolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmonsolar.com.
I'm an Arizona truck driver. I deliver food, medicine, supplies, and hope.
And during times of crisis, I support our communities. But every day I see people putting lives and families at risk.
Distracted driving is deadly, period. Be aware, be safe, and visit sharetheroadaz.com and find tips on how to drive safely around trucks.
This message is sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harmon Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harmon Solar Podcast at harmonsolar.com.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more. Or stream us live anywhere at 1580thefanatic.com. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and Big George sent his email a little late. He sent it after 3, so generally I like to go through and I'll pick a good one, because he sends like 12, 10, 12, 15 different things sometimes. So I got to kind of sift through them and decide which one of these little tidbits of sports history that I'm going to send. And I always get a little aggravated because, like, for one thing, billiards is not a sport, George. So then I'm scrolling down and I'm like, all right, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You don't want anything about Yankees. And I don't like to do the stuff that's too new. If it's in the 2000s, I try to avoid it. I look for stuff that's, truly historical.
2000s are 24 years old.
Well, you didn't have to remind me of that.
It's not that. It's not that great. I want to go back to like the 30s and the 40s, and there were the 1800s. Yes.
Oh, so
the
then you want
billiards one was 1722, but I'm not doing that.
You want the oldie time.
Yeah, just something historical. Not. I don't think anything in the last 20 years is historical to me. You know, you say, hey, classic car, and I'm looking at like a Nissan Pulsar. No, thank you. No,
it's I mean, it is historical though. It's a quarter of a century ago.
Yeah,
you know,
That's what I just said.
when you get to my
Yeah,
age, you're kind of, I'm not impressed.
I guess it's just I know when I look back at things from that time period, I'm like, wow, were we really watching everything on 4x3 TVs? Sure were.
Yeah,
we just had very different aspect ratio. Nothing was in HD.
In 2005, though, bam, there you are, HD. Everything was in HD.
Sort of.
So everything worth watching. I don't know. So I don't know. I'm scrolling through this. There's tons of stuff here. I don't know what to pick. And also, when I see one that's like a huge paragraph, I'm like, oh God, I can't. I just can't. I can't with that.
Big George needs an editor. That's what he needs. Someone to read the stuff before he sends it to you and just go, yeah, we don't need like half of this.
And for some reason, he puts like all these weird titles on it that involve listener names and our names and stuff. I'm never going to read that part. Why is that on there? It makes it harder for me to find what I'm looking for here. I don't want to do Yankees, so to hell with them. Let's see. I mean, really, I see 1722. I'm like, I really want to do that one, but it's billiards, so I'm not doing it. I don't know. I think I've got mine. I think I got it. Okay. Well, I'm not going to do it right this minute, not this second, but I think I've got it. It's from 1887. So,
oh, well, then I'll use the old timey music.
No. It's all, we're not doing that anymore. I got tired of doing that voice. It's all just historical.
Okay.
So,
all right. Try to come up with a good idea and shot down in flames again.
Well, don't take it personally.
Oh, no. I'm
listen,
taking it personal.
You shouldn't. Just have better ideas. 888-368-1580. Let's see here. Ringless Joe says, being a homer is the only way to enjoy Arizona sports. You hype yourself up, and then when they disappoint, you get really drunk and rage about it with some fellow Arizona sports fans.
I've never done that ever in my life.
Why not?
Get drunk and rage about the latest loss from one of my Arizona teams?
Yeah, sounds like it maybe could be a good time.
Game's over, man. Move on. It's not life. I got other things to do.
Yeah, but getting drunk is always fun.
Not when you get to be my age.
I probably won't get to be your age.
Probably not. No.
888-368-1580. So I guess I could just go ahead and do the thing now. He's trying to get me to do a Nolan Ryan one from 1974.
Well, that's kind of history.
Yeah,
74.
But I was kind of looking at the 1887 one.
Well, then do that one.
No. Actually, the Nolan Ryan one might be more interesting. You know what? Good suggestion, George. Let's just go ahead and do this right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
George has good suggestions. I don't have good ideas. Is that it? Is that what you're saying?
At least today.
Uh-huh.
Don't take it personally.
Oh, I've already done that. I'm well past that.
Have another drink. But right now, it's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 19... Oh, I forgot. Yeah, hold on. Start it over. I didn't have my thing ready. I don't know what.
I always have my thing ready, but here you go.
I got my thing in my hand now, so I'm good. Back in the year 1974, after trying to lay down a bunt, Boston Red Sox second baseman Doug Griffin was knocked unconscious by a Nolan Ryan fastball, resulting in him missing 2 months of the season with a concussion and suffering temporary hearing loss. The beating, which most likely led to the premature end of his career, made the California Angel right-handed pitcher rethink his role as intimidator of the mound. Back to me, Jeffrey. Nolan Ryan would kick your ass if you took a run at him, but also he'll give you a little CTE for your trouble.
Nolan Ryan was never afraid to come inside at somebody. Never afraid.
So there you go. There's your On This Date in Big George sports history.
Bam!
Yeah, you're right, George. That was better than the 1887 one. It was just about the Pirates, whatever. All right, so let's talk a little more football. The Bengals offered T. Higgins, some money, but never got close to the $20 million a year.
Wow.
And so now he's just running on his $21.8 million 1 year fully guaranteed franchise tag. So they tagged him, but they couldn't negotiate anything that was going to be close to 20 million. What's the deal? T. Higgins, he didn't play great last year, but part of that was injury. He did have an injury. I think he missed like 4 games or something. So he didn't even get 1,000 yards.
And of course, his quarterback was injured, which is
right. Joe Burrow.
Yeah, going to affect that as well. Not that Browning was bad though, but still.
So, but then like all his friends are getting 20 million. All these other wide receivers. Pittman's getting the money. Terry McLaurin's getting the money. Deebo Samuel's getting the money, and but not T. Higgins. Is there something wrong with T. Higgins?
Not that I'm aware of. I just think it might just be a cap thing. Honestly, you've got to pay a lot of people, and at some point Jamar Chase is going to demand some money.
So they're paying him 21 million, 21.8 on the tag. So
does the tag not go against the salary cap?
It does, but do you want to commit to that every year for 5 years? When Jamar Chase is ready to get paid,
these guys can figure out how to work that out. I mean,
they do somewhat, but like you squeeze that salary cap too much, you become the New Orleans Saints. You're the team that's in cap hell every year. Who do we cut? We can't sign our draft pick. Like this is them annually, and this is from pushing the can down the road and making the contracts fit like 5 years ago. They're still paying the price for that. So you don't want to get too crazy with trying to make these numbers work out because they can, but it's not penalty free. You will have to pay this at some point. Like that money is going to catch up to you, and they've got to figure out how to pay a lot of people.
Did
you smell something good? Bad?
I gotta make sure my house is on fire. Hold on.
Okay, it looked like he smelled a very bad fart for a second. I was just like.
Gonna say the dog, did he do something there he shouldn't have? I just feel like if you're paying $21 million to T. Higgins to franchise him, what if you franchise him again next year? What's it going to be?
It's going to be more. The franchise tag adds up, but what the franchise tag can be used for is to give you some time to get closer to a deal. So at least he's not gone. You've got a year to negotiate this thing out to where maybe both sides can be happy. And if at the end of the year, T. Higgins is like, nah, screw you guys. I deserve more. You should pay me more. Then he's going to be out of there.
All right. Enough of this T. Higgins stuff. He doesn't even play for your team. I'm offended.
Well, okay. Why are you offended?
Well, my wife earlier today, she's like, hey, I got a thing tonight at 6. So right after the show, can you cook dinner? I'm like, well, yeah, I can cook dinner. And she says, all you have to do is cook this ground beef and then let's make tacos, And I'm like, whoa, hell yeah, I can do that. And I just asked her a couple of questions. And there was an eye roll, but I said, no, I got this, but I just want to do it the way you want it. And so now I'm like, she's down there, she's cooking it. She didn't trust me enough to cook just simple tacos. I thought the house was on fire for a second, but no, she's just like, the hell, this guy. I can handle ground beef. I wonder what the hell.
Yeah.
Don't know what to tell you.
One of your questions was it about seasoning the ground beef?
Listen, here's the thing. She's always like, here's what she always loses. Like, why don't you make dinner? I'm like, okay, what do you want? Just make something. I don't know what's in there. What's in the fridge? What is it? I don't know what you want. If you say, hey, can you cook dinner tomorrow or the next day? I'll be like, oh, anything? She's like, yeah, anything. Okay, I'll take care of it. But then when she's just like, hey, you should cook dinner. Well, I don't know what's in there. I don't know what's in the freezer or the fridge or any of that or the ingredients that we have.
Is it under lock and key that you can't go and look at it?
I show up and eat. That's what I do. But if I need to do something, I'm happy to do the cooking. And I had this.
Yes.
All I asked her was, do we have a packet of taco seasoning? No. You got to make your own. Oh. Got any advice on that?
Well,
I think
salt, pepper.
Irish. I did not grow up with this.
salt, pepper, some garlic, salt,
some
or
chili
powder.
powder.
You
Some
get
chili
some
powder.
You get some chili powder. You
Right.
get a little onion powder. You throw
So
that
then
in
I asked
there.
her how much, and she says, "You just feel it out." What?
Hey, just throw it in a bowl. You mix it all
So
up.
what am
and
I,
see what
Salt
it tastes
Bay?
like.
I'm just, I don't. So I was going to figure it out. I was going to look online. Like, I was going to
Yeah.
YouTube this, and then it's like she didn't have enough faith in me to even just make friggin' tacos here, supervised. I'm a little offended, and I'm actually happy because at least now I know
Also,
dinner's going to be good.
Also relieved that you didn't have to cook it. Now you can continue to do as you do and show up and eat.
I got to do more things badly, so I'm not asked to do them anymore.
I think she's on to you about that.
Yeah. Screaming Eagle says, Jeffrey, women can't love them, can't leave them. You can do both of those, Screaming Eagle. I don't know what you're talking about. Both of those, but they're usually done to us first. So,
yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I figure this is not how we want to end the show. I figure we wanted to talk some more football stuff. Hey,
well, do we have time though? That's what I'm looking at.
But I got time for this.
All right.
Did you know there's an unauthorized Jerry Jones biography coming?
Oh no!
Can't wait.
That's just what this guy needs.
I can't wait. I mean, there's going to be so many lawsuits. He's going to sue the bejesus out of whoever makes this.
Forget him. This is what I need.
I want to be in it. I want to play Jerry Jones. Look at me. I'm a white guy that's deteriorating quickly. I can play this part. I was born to play this part.
Get some of the movie makeup on you that make you look older, and
oh heck yeah,
off you go.
Weehaw! Let me tell you something right now. I can do it.
If I had more money, I would pay so much money to make that happen.
You just put like oversized clothes on me so I look like a little Jerry Jones. Hey, how you doing? I can do this. I want to play that part. Cardinal Art says, my wife said to me, make dinner. Yeah, that's what my wife said to me. Then she took away my ability to do it. So I don't know. I want to read the rest of your text, Cardinal Art, but the thinky wheel is there, and now we got to go. So I guess we'll talk about it tomorrow, guys. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Yeehaw!
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company